Chapter 91 Detection San, you were a formidable enemy. Ah, now that heresy resistance became heresy nullity, won't the headache by detection disappear? That's a heresy attribute attack, right? Although I say that it's an attack, it's fine, right? The pain that can even penetrate that pain alleviation skill shouldn't be an ordinary headache. If the attack of the heresy attribute that's included in detection is nullified, then won't the headache disappear? You'll never know unless you try. Yash. Detection, on. Wah. It's unbelievable. It's seriously unbelievable. Although I didn't have the time for it because I have to endure the headache, it's such an amazing thing when there's no headache. There was no headache even though detection is activated. No, to be exact, there's a little, but it's a level that can be ignored thanks to pain alleviation. This headache is surely something like the teeing fever when the brain is used too much. The volume of information that detection brought was enormous to that extent. Skill proficiency reached. Skill calculation processing LV8 has become calculation processing LV9. Skill proficiency reached. Skill parallel thought LV6 has become parallel thought LV7. Skill proficiency reached. Skill detection LV7 has become detection LV8. Skill proficiency reached. Skill divinity area expansion LV1. It looks like my skill increased, but confirmations can be done later. I want to be immersed in this impression now. I'm also happy that detection succeeded. But I was overwhelmed by the thing that detection brought. The space that I can recognize all of that information seemed to have gathered. The flow of magical power, the state of material, the flow of air, various information flows into my head. Even the almighty feeling seemed to spring out. Everything in the surroundings can be understood. The information that can't be understood usually became possible to understand to some extent using the skill's power. Even that to some extent is like catching a glimpse of the universe's truth. It was such an overwhelming sea of information. Even this tiny space that I recognize is this. The wideness and greatness of the world are understood well once again. Crap, I'm going to cry even though the meaning is not understood. Though I don't know whether tears fall from the spider's eyes or not. Let's stop detection for a moment. Phew. It was amazing. I wonder what is this impression that can't be understood. If I were to compare it, then it's like being impressed by looking at the wonderful starry sky. It's the feeling close to it. Although I want to be immersed in the impression a little more, let's switch feelings. Detection succeeded. If that's the case, then should I activate detection continuously from now on? However, it might be inconvenient because it's too efficient. Because I will understand too much, my mind will get distracted, so it might become impossible to concentrate in combat. However, will it be okay if I get used to it? Although activating it is the best I can do now, I got used to appraisal sama now even though I feel sick when using appraisal sama in the beginning, so I think that I will get used to it eventually if I activate it constantly. It might be a little dangerous in the beginning, but let's activate detection continuously. The level of other skills also will rise, so this should be better for the future. Thus, detection, on again. Phew. Really incredible. Now's not the time to be impressed. Let's confirm the newly acquired skill. Skill proficiency reached. Skill parallel thought LV7 has become parallel thought LV8. Skill proficiency reached. Skill divinity area expansion LV1 has become divinity area expansion LV2. The skill level of the above-mentioned skill rose when I thought about it. What's this skill, I wonder? Come to think of it, this divinity area is also in the explanation of patience. It certainly said that it is expanded in patience, right? This also expand. That means my divinity area is expanding greatly. At any rate, let's appraise it. Divinity area expansion divinity area is expanded. Just as the explanation. Well, it's fine. The reliable one here is appraisal sama. Now, double appraise. Divinity area the deep area of soul that the life possess. The root of all lives, and it's also your own final dependence area. I don't understand. Well, I somehow understand the important part of the soul, but is there anything in there when it's expanded? After all, its effect is unknown. Although it's good that my skill increased, there's no subjective symptom. Skill proficiency reached. Skill calculation processing LV9 has become calculation processing LV10. Conditions met. Skill calculation processing LV10 has evolved into skill high-speed calculation LV1. Skill proficiency reached. Skill detection LV8 has become detection LV9. The skill level rises quick as usual. Calculation processing has reached max level. Evolves into high-speed calculation. This is completely the higher rank skill. Well, the ability that I want from detection was originally enemy searching. But, because my enemy searching ability is high, I managed to live until now even without detection. And now, it's coupled with detection. I can't help saying that I became perfect. You could say that surprise attack is already impossible against me. I won't allow an ambush. The next that I want from it is magic perception. If my expectation is correct, I can use magic when this joined together with magic manipulation. With this, I can use the abyss magic and heresy magic that have been hoarded until now. But, skill points? Damn it. Although I don't regret acquiring patience, it's painful that there's no skill point. I mean, I thought that I can use my next skill points for the evil eye. What to do? I want to acquire both. Qua. Although I know that it's a luxurious worry, which one should I pick? Chapter 92. Once again, I have cut a worthless object. Oh, monsters. In my view, 2 seahorses swim happily in the magma. However, although there are 2 in my view, detection sand says that there's a catfish in the magma. The catfish is swimming calmly in the magma, and it doesn't attack the seahorses. Fumu. It might be the monster of the same evolution line, so it's not weird that they are together. 2 seahorses and 1 catfish. If it's before evolving, I will hesitate for a moment, but now that I have evolved, I want to measure how high is my ability in a combat. Besides, the me who defeated the eel before evolving, I can only say that the eel's degenerated forms are all small fries now. I don't feel that I can lose. Phew. Therefore, let's make them as the guinea pigs to test my body and the ability of my new skills. For the time being, preemptive attack. The usual stone throwing. This time, it's fine without poison. I want to see how much the damage increase by pure stone throwing. It decreases the HP about 5 or 6 previously, so will it decrease by 10 now? Thus, Kanahazu wa. Minus. Is there anyone who knows about this material, I wonder? Kloss, it hits. Somehow there's a terrible sound and the stone got smashed. It went smash, you know. Smash. Although the seahorse sinks into the magma because of the impact, did it die? Ah, it floated back up. Ooh. Its HP decrease about 1/3. Seriously. Ah, a fireball is coming. Slow. This, seriously. Seriously straight. Not a curve or a slider. It's too slow to compare with the eel. If it's like this, I can avoid it even if I hummed. No, I can't hum. Seriously. I'm surprised at my growth, that's more than expected. What should I do? If it's like this, I can even win by just throwing stones. But, if I let them die in the magma, I can't recover their corpse. Although there's composure in my stamina because of overeating, if possible, I want to increase the stockpile. Ah, the catfish has rose to the surface. Will it assist the seahorses as it is? They are on the same evolution line after all, so it's aware that they are comrades. The seahorse is also the same. Although they usually move individually, when there's a comrade nearby, they will cooperate. I mean, worst case, the eel will also unite with these guys. I don't want that to happen. I avoid the catfish's fireball. On. Slow. It's somewhat faster and bigger if it's compared with the seahorse. But, the difference is obvious if compared with the eel. I avoid while thinking trivial things like comrade, etc. Skill proficiency reached. Skill parallel thought LV8 has become parallel thought LV9. Ah. The trivial thing that I thought while fighting. For the time being, let's keep avoiding until their MP are exhausted. Although it's possible to sink them by throwing stones, I want to recover their corpse. For that reason, I will kill it after they come up to the land. Ah, although the seahorses seem to die if I attack it carelessly, is it okay if it's the catfish? To be frank, 3 fireballs fired at the same time can't even graze me. I'm also free because I only avoid, so throwing stone is better because throw and accuracy can rise. Thus, once again, Kanahazu wa. It hits. On. As expected from the catfish. Its HP hardly decreases. Its defensive ability is high. If it's only physical defense, it equals to me. Wait. When thinking so, my defensive ability has become higher than the catfish. When I think back again, it's incredible. This weak-looking spider body surpassed the catfish body that's fully loaded with hard scales. It's the mystery of this world. When I was thinking about something useless, one of the seahorse's MP is exhausted. The fool who goes up to the land slowly as it is. If your attacks are avoided this much, you should have understand the difference in our ability. Ah, wait for a moment. I just realized something bad now. The catfish, it will escape when it has no chance to win, right? That absolutely can't be allowed. Although it will endo, well, even if the seahorse escape, catfish, you can't. I won't let you escape. Absolutely absolute. Hey, you. Why are you showing a frightened face? It's not scary, you know. So, come up to land quickly. Don't worry, it's safe. It's not scary. Wait. Don't escape, you fool. You're a hindrance, seahorse. I swing the sickle of my foreleg towards the seahorse that stands in the way. The seahorse's body was cut into two. Ha! Did I do this? My sickle is amazing. Ah, perhaps is this the first monster that I killed directly with my hands? Up until now, I have only killed by poison. The monkeys died from falling and crushing, but this is the first time I killed directly. It happened too quick until I didn't felt anything for the first time. Or rather, catfish. A-ah. It escaped. My catfish. Today's delicious meal. The other seahorse has crawled up from the magma. Let's vent this anger at this guy. First of all, let's try the weak poison that has paralysis added to it. Thus, I moved next to the seahorse that's preparing a ramming attack. I use poison synthesis without questions on the guy who's looking blankly. Oh, it's becoming numb. So, this is paralysis. And its HP decreased by a fair amount. Almost the same damage as stone throwing. Why? Weak poison is also a poison, so there's damage. No, but I should have lowered the weak poison's damage in order to confirm the paralysis effect. Why there's this much damage? Does the amount of damage for poison also increases by status? In that case, this much power in weak poison. How about the deadly spider poison that even killed the eel? It's frightening just by thinking about it. My combat ability has improved more than I think. Chapter 93, The Thing That Extends Over the Layer. Catfish. Where did you go? Come out. When I was wandering with such feelings, I found a certain thing. No, rather than I found it, it was there. I mean, it would be weird to not found this thing because it stands out. The thing there was a huge hole. The pit where I fall from the upper layer into the lower layer before. It's a pit even more bigger than that. It connects the above and below. Yes, this hole connects up. I think that if I climb this hole up, I will reach the upper layer, and if I fall, I will reach the lower layer. Although I think about that, I will ignore this hole. I'm not saying it as a joke. It's indeed regrettable when my sense is doubted by saying such boring joke. Such thing is trivial, and this hole, my detection san, it's telling me the dangers. Yes, that's why. The moment the hole come into sight, it tells me. This guy is not good, the guy that can be understood immediately. Thus, in order to not approach the hole, I took a detour and I'm advancing ahead now. That's not good. It's a flag that if I approach it I will definitely get hurt. This came just when I thought that I'm strong after evolving. That's right. Up until now, nothing good happened when I get carried away. Decent thing never happened when I get carried away. I recalled that. Being modest is the best. Therefore, I will evade the flag with all my power. Yes. I won't approach it. I certainly won't approach it. I don't know the ostrich's law. I'm not a comedian. I go away from the hole while thinking about such thing. And, at the place where the hole can barely be seen, detection san perceives the maximum danger. I hide myself in the shadow of the rock reflexively. Peeping ahead, from the top of the hole that came. It can be seen clearly even though I'm far, a huge body. Jet black body. 8 red eyes shine strangely there. 8 feet walk on the vertical wall. The tip of the foot that gives the impression of a person's finger, 5 long and sharp claws. The jaw that seems to swallow everything. The thing there is a monster. Different from those failures everywhere, the real thing called as devil. There's no way a small mob is suitable to be its opponent. The difference of overwhelming power that's similar as what felt in the Earth Dragon. I regret that appraisal sama is outside of the range. Surely, it must have the status that can make me laugh. Hey, isn't that right? My mother. It's the second time that I meet the super huge spider. Such non-standard existence, there's no way it's crawling around like that. If it's like that, I will die easily. That is surely the mother that I saw immediately after I was born. Mother who's going downwards at a slow movement. That movement is majestic, like it's behaving like the king in this labyrinth. Actually, I don't think there's a monster that can stop Mother's march. With my ability, I can't say anything because I don't know the upper limit, but I think that even the Earth Dragon can't win against Mother. Although I want to appraise Mother's ability, it's a suicidal action to approach that. Curiosity killed the cat. Because I'm a spider, I won't be killed. However, I thought that Mother was too strong to be in the upper layer, but it moves between layers using the pit like that. So, it came to the upper layer like visiting by chance. It originally inhabits either in the lower layer or the bottom layer. Even the powerful monsters in the lower layer doesn't seem to be able to fight against Mother. Thank God that I never approached the hole aiming for laughs. That's not an area where I can win or not. It's the same as the Earth Dragon where death at the moment I'm marked. Such thing is like a disaster if I move. And, Mother's movement stops abruptly. It stops for some reasons, and it's looking at a certain direction. And, the huge fangs turn towards that direction slowly. The next moment, the world shook. It's not that feeling of impact but the world really shook. The labyrinth itself seemed to scream because of the shock. If I were to express it in sound effects, then Shudun Gregura. What kind of attack was it? Because it's beyond my understanding, I don't know it well. But, in front of my eyes, the place where there should be a spring of the magma, a crater of the size exceeding the scale of the spring was newly born. I lost the way to know about what was there eternally. Have I entered Mother's view? Or, did I do anything that hurt its feelings? Such unfortunate monsters, even dust doesn't remain anymore now. Magma flows anew into the completed crater. Surely, a spring bigger than the former spring will be completed in the future. Thank God that the attack didn't turn to me. If it's that, I might die without even realizing that I died. I suppress my presence desperately so that Mother won't notice me. Skill proficiency reached. Skill stealth LV7 has become stealth LV8. Skill proficiency reached. Skill silent LV1 has become silent LV2. Skill proficiency reached. Skill fear resistance LV7 has become fear resistance LV8. And, Mother disappeared slowly to the bottom. Chapter 94. The top needs the top, so let's aim at more top. Naiwa. Mother, that's Naiwa. Is there a monster that can win against that? If that can be defeated, that person can be called as a hero unconditionally. No. The top needs the top. Though it's too high to the extent that there's no way. This Mother encounter must have been the thoughts of the heaven. I shouldn't get carried away, right? Hi. Actually, whether the Earth Dragon or the Mother, I don't think that I stand a chance against them at all with the current me. It's the level that death flag rises when meeting it. It can be said that it's difficult to even escape before fighting. Skill proficiency reached. Skill detection LV9 has become detection LV10. Seriously. Detection San reached max level. Huh. But, it doesn't have additional skill or evolution. Isn't that a little unreasonable? I was made to have a hard time by Detection San. Certainly, the return is huge, but if I were to say my desire, I want more. Even if it's impossible to defeat that Mother, I want to at least become stronger to the extent that I can escape. Really, nothing. Zaa. What's that just now? Is it an imagination? Well, there's no help for it even if I ask for the moon. But, becoming stronger is the simplest and understandable solution. If I become stronger without being self-conceited from now on, it might be possible to escape from non-standards like that. Now that it's decided, let's put efforts to become stronger. First of all, level up. Let's hunt monsters assertively from now on. 2 seahorses was hunted after I evolve. Because there's an increase in the experience points by the effect of pride. From my experience, my level should rise soon. When level is reset after evolving, the necessary experience points for the next level will also reset to some extent. The level up after evolving is faster than before. Although it's faster, it's slower if I compare it with the time when I was level 1 before evolution. Therefore, I consider that the necessary experience points is reset to some extent, but it doesn't reset completely. From my experience so far, the next level up will probably be when I defeat the next monster. Rather, it's not strange that I will even level up when the second seahorse was defeated. If I defeat a monster of the catfish class, my level might rise more than 2 at once. For the time being, level up is only after I found a monster. Next is skill. Skill level raising was something that I have been doing while moving. Appraisal Sama, I. Detection, I. Foresight and thought acceleration are also the same. Although detection reached the max level, there's a lot of skills that I can raise. Let's keep detection activated while moving until all of my skills reach max level. Parallel with it, let's start the level raising of the skills that seem to be able to raise while moving. The safest one would be the enhanced 5 senses skills. It will rise if I strain my eyes while moving and sniff while walking. There are also skills that almost reach max level, so let's start from there. And one more. I don't want to do this while moving, but I want to stop somewhere and take time to do it. It's the practice of magic manipulation. Come to think of it, skills can be acquired when the skill proficiency is accumulated even if I don't use skill points. Then, I think that skill points should be used on the evil eye because I don't know how to accumulate its skill proficiency, and I will acquire magic perception somehow by myself. Thanks to detection San, magic perception can be used without a problem. If I concentrate my consciousness there, then I can grasp the flow of the magical power. If I can somehow manipulate it or if I put some efforts to manipulate it, I should be able to accumulate its skill proficiency. When the skill is acquired, it's the time to practice my heart's desired magic. However, I can't forget about my aim, that's to escape from this middle layer and return to the upper layer. The skill level raising and level raising will only be done in the process. Therefore, there's no need to stop specially to do it. This is only if it can be done while moving. This middle layer is only a place to pass through, not a place to set up my residence. I must not forget that. Skill proficiency reached. Skill thought acceleration LV3 has become thought acceleration LV4. Skill proficiency reached. Skill foresight LV3 has become foresight LV4. Yosh yosh. Thanks to the ruler of pride title, mind type skills rise faster. Let's raise the level steadily like this. Similarly, thanks to the ruler of patience, the rise of the resistance type skills should improve, but these skills can't rise while advancing. Deadly poison resistance and paralysis resistance can be raised by hurting myself with poison synthesis, while slash resistance, blow resistance, destruction resistance, corrosion resistance and probably shock resistance can be raised by hurting myself with universal thread, but that can only be done after I set up my residence. It can't be done in this middle layer where I can't take enough rest, and my recovery is slow. Although I really want to raise the status strengthening skills quick if possible, I want to raise it slowly after setting up my residence. Although, it's better if it rises in combat. If it can't be raised in combat, then I have to do muscle training. Chapter 95 Higher Rank Species. A little while after I'm determined to become stronger, I found the next prey at last. Elro Debigiad LV4. Status. HP 103/103 green. MP 41/41 blue. SP 76/76 yellow. 69/69 red. Average offensive ability 5/6. Average defensive ability 4/8. Average magic ability 2/1. Average resistance ability 1/8. Average speed ability 4/1. Skill. Swim LV2 Heat Nullity. It's a monster of a strange appearance like a round globe with 4 feet. Although I call it as the round insect, to be frank, this guy is weaker than the seahorse. However, there's a troublesome thing about this guy, that's this guy will escape to the magma immediately when it senses danger. Therefore, it's necessary to kill it quickly while it's on the land. It's on the land now, so either one-hit kill or paralyze it using poison with paralysis attribute. Let's use the deadly spider poison that satisfy both conditions. I spring out from the shadow of the rock and approach it quickly. I activate my poison synthesis before it senses my existence. Although I don't know where's the mouth of the round insect, I will just pour it for now. The round insect's HP became 0 immediately. Already weak. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV1 has become LV2. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill enhanced slashing LV2 has become enhanced slashing LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill SP consumption down LV3 has become SP consumption down LV4. Skill points gained. Oh, well, level up as planned, no problem, no problem. Though I'm surprised that it's too weak. Let's pull myself together and confirm my status. Zoa Air LV2 no name. Status. HP 215/215 green 20 up. MP 311/311 blue 20 up. SP 215/215 yellow 20 up. 215/215 red plus 399 20 up. Average offensive ability 269 18 up. Average defensive ability 369 18 up. Average magic ability 255 10 up. Average resistance ability 390 10 up. Average speed ability 1342 70 up. Skill. Automatic HP recovery LV6 MP recovery speed LV4 MP consumption down LV3 SP recovery speed LV3 SP consumption down LV4 enhanced destruction LV2 enhanced slashing LV3 enhanced poison LV4 fighting spirit LV2 vitality granting LV2 deadly poison attack LV3 corrosion attack LV1 poison synthesis LV8 thread talent LV3 universal thread LV1 thread manipulation LV8 throw LV7 3D maneuver LV5 concentration LV10 thought acceleration LV4 foresight LV4 parallel thought LV9 high speed calculation LV1 accuracy LV8 evasion LV7 appraisal LV9 detection LV10 stealth LV8 silent LV2 conviction hell heresy magic LV3 shadow magic LV3 poison magic LV3 abyss magic LV10 patience pride overeating LV9 night vision LV10 visible range expansion LV2 destruction resistance LV2 blow resistance LV2 slash resistance LV3 fire resistance LV2 deadly poison resistance LV2 paralysis resistance LV4 petrifaction resistance LV3 acid resistance LV4 corrosion resistance LV3 faint resistance LV3 fear resistance LV8 heresy nullity pain alleviation LV7 enhanced vision LV9 enhanced hearing LV8 enhanced smell LV7 enhanced taste LV7 enhanced touch LV7 divinity area expansion LV2 life LV9 magic amount LV8 agility LV9 endurance LV9 Herculean strength LV4 solid LV4 protection LV4 Idaten LV3 taboo LV7 and %I equals W. Skill points 50. Title. Gross feeder blood relative eater assassin monster killer poison technique user thread user merciless monster slaughterer ruler of pride ruler of patience. Somehow, didn't the status increased considerably? Up until now, I think that my status only increased by 1 each without pride and growth corrections. It increases more now, right? Does this means that the growth value changed because I evolve? Oh, ooh. As expected from the species that has high combat ability. I never thought that growth value by level up will evolve. Amazing. This is really amazing. Besides, there's also 50 skill points. Before, it was only 20 points, so it's 2.5 times. I might be able to acquire Evil Eye on the next level up. This is good. Good. If it's like this, it probably won't be necessary to practice magic manipulation specially. But there's no loss in trying to acquire it myself. I don't know whether Evil Eye can be acquired at 100 points or not, so it's still early to count chickens before they're hatched. I must not be in high spirits. When I say hi most of the time, nothing good happens. However, when I see my status again, it's considerably balanced and it's unexpectedly stable. Although it doesn't change that it's speed specialized, in addition to this, the defense and resistance rise by patience makes my overall defense ability high. Although attack looks lower than defense, the essential is the strength of the poison, so this is also high. Attacks won't hit me easily because I'm evasion specialized, so even if it hits me, I'm tough. Furthermore, I have poison attack that's a one-hit kill attack. When hearing it like this, aren't I the strongest? No. I must not get carried away here. I must go with a modest heart. If I have such time and stamina, I should advance even a little. For the time being, let's raise the 5 senses skills that can be raised while moving. Especially enhanced vision that's now level 9 and soon going to reach max level, so let's give priority on it. Chapter Side Story 14 Academy Life. The Academy life was favorable. Although most of the students have learned the contents of the lessons already, I listened properly because I intended to review it. When I'm really bored, I will raise my skill level secretly to kill time. Although it looks peaceful if you remove the classes, there are various problems in human relations. First of all, teacher. Being humble to myself, or I avoid getting involved as much as possible, or I get involved in the hot blood way. It's divided into this 3 patterns. It can be said that I'm from the royal family, but the reason is because my ability value has already exceeded most of the teacher's ability. Even if I'm humble, I don't have such power. If I avoid plainly, I will hurt the teacher's feelings. Having said that, when I get involved persistently, it's annoying. Although it's the best if they come in contact with me normally, there are only few of such teachers. Next is student. This also is divided into 3 patterns. The type that flatters, the type that creates a distance, and the type that points hostility. There's no decent type. That's why, in the end, I'm often with Sue and Katya. Asib joins there, and we spend most of our time together. Generally, Katya drive away the guy who flatters. Because it was obvious that I will put up a forced smile and accompany that guy, I was impressed by the figure of my friend who can cast away any hesitation resolutely. The type that creates a distance is divided into a few patterns. Students who have admiring glance, students who throw a cold glance in order not get involved, students who wait for an opportunity to get close, etc. The most troublesome one is students who point hostility at me. Students who point hostility at me are either they are from another country, or they are nobles who had a high social standing. There are also students who rose suddenly from a commoner once in a while. The thing common to them is their pride is high. The social position is high, and there's also a lot of them who have high ability. Therefore, it seems that it's inevitable that I'm an eyesore to them because I have a higher social position and ability. I was even challenged into a duel sometimes. If a man of another country and I do such a thing, it's likely to be an international problem. Of course I declined all of it. Then, when I did so, the genius prince is a coward who doesn't accept duels. Such rumor was scattered in the academy. Give me a break. However, it's what a child do after all. I who can already be said as an adult if I add up my previous life, dodge it with a smile. I was made to stop Sue, who became enraged and went to purge the other party each time. Sue's state is weird recently. Even though she wants to ask something from me, she can't ask easily. Something like that. Well, though I do have an idea of what she wants to ask. I mean, I heard it from Katya. Sue wants to hear about our relation. Relation. It's about our previous life. I think that she gets it from the attitude when we come in contact with sensei. Ah. Now that you mention it, we talked in Japanese in front of Sue. That's how it is. She would obviously find it strange that her brother, who should have been together with her for a long time after she was born, suddenly speaks in an unknown language intimately with a stranger. I see. I have done it. Well, when you're asked by her, it's your decision whether to tell the truth or to deceive her. Shouldn't I deceive her there? The one who decides it is you. Whether you will continue to deceive your blood-related younger sister or you will tell the truth accurately. Either way, resolve yourself and deal with it properly. Otherwise, it would be rude to her, right? Ugh, I understand. That's why, Sue seems to be curious about my relations with everyone. To be honest, I'm not resolved for this. Tell Sue about the truth. Tell her that I, who was thought to be her blood-related older brother, is actually an unknown man who's reincarnated. Telling her that and being hated by her, I'm scared. I intended to love Sue as a real younger sister so far. But, that's only from my point of view. I wonder how am I reflected in Sue. I'm aware that she's attached to me. But, I wonder what she would think when she knows that the older brother she's attached with is a stranger. I grew up with my former memories and experiences of my previous life. Against Sue, who matches with me by herself, it can be said that I'm cunning. When she knows it, will she despise me? I think that Sue will never despise me, but when such imagination came out, it was not good. Then, if you speak of deceiving her, then I think that it's insincere in that case. When my real younger sister is worrying so much about it and she's hesitating to ask, I can't bring myself to deceive her lightly no matter what. If I want to deceive her, I must resolve myself with the intention to conceal it forever. I still don't have the answer for it. But, if Sue asks about it, I have to answer her seriously. If Katya never told me about this, I might deceive her without thinking deeply. I must thank Katya, who gave advice to me beforehand. That's why, neither the inside nor the outside of the human relations in the academy are not going well. Among that, the one that made me troubled was the remaining 3 reincarnated person. Sensei is mysterious as usual. Just when I thought that she went somewhere without going for class, she appears suddenly and attended the class. Even if I question her variously when meeting her, she often avoids it. Especially when it becomes the story about Kya's whereabouts, I think that the tendency is stronger. Kya is a close friend of Katya and me in our previous life. But, Sensei won't tell us about the whereabouts easily. Although I managed to grasp some information, it seems that he's not protected. Although I want to know where and what is Kya doing now, It doesn't seem that I can get more information from Sensei. Aseeb is also a problem child. Aseeb's current name is Urine. Urine of the family name seems to be the name of the church as a substitute for the orphanage. Aseeb, Yuri was an abandoned child. There's a lot of abandoned children in this world. Even in the previous world, there's a lot of abandoned children, so in this severe world that civilization doesn't develop, there's a lot of abandoned children. It's not good usually, but they are raised like that in the church, and when they have the ability to understand the surroundings, they should live in the church. But Yuri is different. Just after she was born, she has the memories of her previous life, so she has self-consciousness. When she noticed, she suddenly became a baby. Although I also experienced it, this is quite a shock. I'm confused and above all, I became uneasy. What will happen to me after this? Did the former me died? Then, how did the previous life turned out? As I was like that, the uneasiness was everlasting. Besides, Yuri was left in such a state. The shock was not equal to mine. To be honest, I can't imagine Yuri's feelings at that time. Yuri clung to a certain thing in that maximum uneasiness. That is the divine word religion. It's the religion that the church which picked Yuri up believes in, and it's a doctrine that has strongly permeated throughout the whole human race. If I were to interpret the teaching roughly, it will be in order to hear the divine word. Let's develop the skills. Divine word. I don't know what is this. Although it's like the system message if it's playing a game, it was natural to hear it in this world. I think that only us who are reincarnated will feel uncomfortable when hearing this voice. It's natural to hear this voice. It's natural that there's skill. It's the common sense of this world. Divine word religion is a religion that preaches that this voice is surely the voice of God, and in order to hear the voice of God more, they will raise their skill level and level. From my point of view, I will think that what's with that nonsense doctrine, but somehow, it's accepted in this world. And Yuri, who should have the same feeling as me, also was totally immersed in this religion. Shun-kun have raised a lot of skills. I think that it's wonderful. Hereafter, let's raise the skills rapidly and hear the voice of God more. Shun-kun, never raise your level. That's not good. If you raise your level, you can hear the voice of God more, you know? You must raise your level to hear the voice of God. Shun-kun can use appraisal, right? Then, if there's a person with the skill named taboo, tell me. It's unforgivable to possess a skill that God determined it to be a taboo. It absolutely can't be forgiven. Absolutely. Therefore, absolutely tell me, okay? It's a promise, okay? Shun-kun, your skill level rose and you heard voice of God today, right? Ah, God's divine voice was heard. Today, I can surely spend my day happily. I draw back. I drew away from her. I think that it can't be helped that Yuri's eyes look corrupted when she speaks about the God. But Yuri shouldn't have been such a child originally. She should have been a common high school girl that can be seen anywhere. It must be the environment that changed her until like this. The fear of being reincarnated. The despair of being abandoned by parents. The uneasiness to live in a different world. It's not strange that the divine word that's heard in the nostalgic Japanese at such a place became her emotional support. Moreover, only those who worship the divine word are in the surroundings. It might be inevitable that Yuri, who was a character that's easy to set adrift, became addicted to the religion. Though I doubt that she made use of the grace called reincarnation to its maximum and became a saint candidate. And, the last person was the biggest problem. Natsume, present Yago, considers me as an enemy. And in addition to that, it's not ordinary. It can't be compared with the hostility of the other children. Because there's even killing intent mixed in his sight. I don't know why this guy regards me with hostility to that extent. Although I don't know, it's impossible that nothing will happen. That guy will definitely do something soon. I have such a premonition. Chapter 96. I think, therefore I am. I move, therefore I am. I am me and me, therefore it is me. A little while passed after my level rose. Although I concentrate my eyes with my strength and look at the things, the enhanced vision skill doesn't rise easily. After all, when it becomes level 9, it will be hard to raise its level. Though the other skills rose considerably. First of all, silent became level 3. You've done it, Kumo-chan. Stealth nature increases. Both thought acceleration and foresight rose to level 5. You've done it, Kumo-chan. Evasion nature increases. Fire resistance also rose by 1, and finally became level 3. Thanks to patience, the speed that I can acquire should increase, but still, it took a lot of time. I wonder how weak am I to fire? I mean, even if my species changed, I'm still vulnerable to fire. Perhaps, the resistances other than fire also changed. Because I can't try that part, I can't say anything about it. Well, because my former defensive ability was weak, even if my resistances changed a little, I think that there's not much change. But, my defensive ability increased from now on, so it might be better to know about my resistance. There might be an attribute that I'm weak besides the fire. Though I don't have the method to check it. And, last is parallel thought. This became level 10 and evolved. The name is parallel will. This is interesting. As shown in the name, my will increases. In parallel thought, it was the feeling to think multiple things at the same time in the same will. This parallel will completely divides the will. Like a pseudo-split personality. Although both are me, it's possible to think as another will respectively. And in addition to that, it has the parallel thought. It's simply like my thinking ability doubled. Very convenient. The number of parallel wills might increase if its level rose. However, only one of the will can move the body. That's why, one side of me is in charge of my body, and the other side of me is in charge of the information arrangement of appraisal sama and detection san. Thus, I'll leave it to you, body in charge. Leave it to me, information in charge. Like that, it's possible to do a one-person conversation. The information sharing is also perfect on both wills for me just in case. This will has neither main nor sub. Both are me. I am me for the sake of me. I don't know what I'm saying. Although I somehow become this, the self-existence definition seems to be vague depending on the person. Something like lose sight of oneself wondering which one is the true self. It seems possible. I mean, I who can master this normally might be special. As expected, that won't be. While information in charge is thinking, the body in charge defeated a monster. Good job. Me. But, I'm not to that extent. Although I tried the newly added corrosion attack this time, this is not usable. No, the offensive ability itself is an amazing thing. Even though it's only a level 1, it's amazing. It's too amazing. After all, the monsters become dust at a hit, you know? Isn't it strange? Did corrosion had such meaning? Isn't it something like rotting? It goes beyond rotting and weathers. The attribute controlling the decay of death is too dangerous. It's already an overkill at level 1. I wonder what will happen if its level rises. And, there are two reasons why I said that it's not usable. First of all, the corpse of the monster doesn't remain. In other words, meal doesn't remain. Using this to accumulate experience points is excellent, but it becomes impossible to achieve half of my monster hunting's reason. That's unacceptable. It's unacceptable in a double meaning. And, the another one is a big problem. I receive damage too. I look at the sickle that's clad in corrosion attack. The blade of the sickle crumbled. My HP also decreases. This is a suicide attack? Therefore, the power is high, but the recoil is huge. If it's a fierce battle where I need to use all my power, I will use it when there's an opportunity, but it would be better to not use in a battle against small fry. Especially, while I'm in the middle layer where automatic recovery is becoming slower. How much will this sickle recover? Because it seems that I will level up soon, it will recover at that time, but in that case, I can't use my sickle in the next battle. Well, even if I don't have my sickle, I have poison synthesis, so there's no effect to me as long as the next enemy is not a formidable enemy like the eel. In the first place, although I started to use my sickle recently, my main weapon in this middle layer is poison synthesis. After all, the monsters in the middle layer receive damage just by touching it. Although enhanced slashing will rise if I use my sickle, I will receive damage plainly. In addition, the contents will spill if I cut it with my sickle, and it's hard to eat. Thus, body in charge, let's kill the next prey with poison synthesis. Understood, information in charge. Parallel will is really convenient. With this, if there are two bodies, I can do the shadow clone that I dreamed. But in that case, both are the main bodies, so harming either one is painful. I don't want that. Although I will survive if one of them remains, doesn't that mean that I will experience a pseudo-death? Well, I don't want to experience it. I probably have experienced it once, but because it's not in my memory, it's not counted. Therefore, body in charge, don't do anything that can lead to death, okay? No. Information in charge as expected, I won't do that. Yeah. Chapter 97 The 8 passes. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Enhanced Vision LV9 has become Enhanced Vision LV10. Conditions met. Skill Telephoto LV1 was derived from Skill Enhanced Vision LV10. Yosh. Finally, the skill level of Enhanced Vision reached the max level. The reward of reaching the max level of Enhanced Vision is a new derived skill. Let's appraise it immediately and examine its effect. Telephoto. It becomes possible to see the distant scenery by magnification. Ah, it's exactly as stated. Strange. The 5 senses skills are advantages plainly, but the derived skill is also plain. For the time being, let's activate it. Thus, body in charge, activate telephoto. Request acknowledged, telephoto activate. Oh. This is amazing. I'm sorry that I said that you are plain. An image magnified by telephoto in my view and the image of my former view. These two deployed at the same time. Although I thought that all of my views magnified like the telescope, it looks like I can activate it with one eye. Although a person will be confused by the different information from the image usually, well, there are two of me. There's no confusion at all if I allot the work. Although the magnification rate is low and the range is short because its level is low now, it might be convenient if its level rises. For example, when detection discovers an enemy lurking around, I can stare at it with telephoto while securing normal view. This skill is also like a passive skill because there's no MP consumption. This seems to be quite useful, so I should keep it activated and raise its level. I know you are getting excited, but information in charge. What is it? Body in charge. I found a prey in the scenery scene with telephoto. Immediately useful, what a lovely guy. Should I kill it quickly? That goes without saying. Aye, sir. Thus, nearing the enemy quietly. Because it's impossible to use my sickle by the self-destruction of corrosion attack in the last time, I will pour deadly spider poison on it using poison synthesis. The monster's HP exhausted in an instant. Its power is dreadful as usual. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV2 has become LV3. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Visible Range Expansion LV2 has become Visible Range Expansion LV3. Skill Proficiency reached. Skill Life LV9 has become Life LV10. Conditions met. Skill Life LV10 has evolved into Skill Constitution LV1. Skill points gained. Oh, level up just came. My sickle has also recovered after shedding. And, finally, one of the status strengthening skills evolved. Let's appraise it. Constitution. A bonus of skill level times 10 is added to the HP. And, a growth correction equivalent to the skill level is added when level up. Should say that it's as expected. It's the same group as Herculean Strength. That means, if the other status strengthening skills evolve, growth corrections will come together with it. If possible, I want to raise it earlier than usual, but I will have to endure until I escape from the middle layer. I want to go to somewhere safe quick. And, the long waited. My skill point became 100 by level up. Now, is there an Evil Eye type skill added in the list? Evil Eye of Curse 100 inflicts curse attribute damage to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Extinction 100 inflicts corrosion attribute damage to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Paralysis 100 inflicts paralysis attribute damage to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Petrifaction 100 inflicts petrifaction attribute damage to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Disturb 100 inflicts heresy attribute effect disturb to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Phantom Pain 100 inflicts heresy attribute effect phantom pain to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Insanity 100 inflicts heresy attribute effect insanity to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Charm 100 inflicts heresy attribute effect charm to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Hypnosis 100 inflicts heresy attribute effect hypnosis to things that enter your line of sight. Evil Eye of Fear 100 inflicts heresy attribute effect fear to things that enter your line of sight. It's really added. Such skills shouldn't have been in the list before. I mean, there are many kinds. I must choose one from this. I'm troubled. Information in charge. What is it? Body in charge. Why not acquire several of them? What do you mean? Did you know? I have 8 eyes, you know? What's with it? In other words, can't I activate 8 evil eyes at the same time? Are you a genius? Phew fufu. Yes, I was a genius. Seriously. I see, I was a genius. If I'm a genius, then I will be forgiven even if I do anything. That's right. Isn't it amazing that 8 evil eyes can be activated at the same time? Amazing. That's really amazing. Dream will spread. Because telephoto is using 1, there are 7 left. When thinking that the normal view must be secured, there are 6 left. That's right. Choose 1 this time and the remaining 5 will be acquired immediately after the skill points are accumulated, okay? Okay. So, which evil eye do you think is good, body in charge? I think that the attribute we don't have like curse or petrifaction is good. Heresy attribute is more anti-personnel rather than fighting against monster. Yeah. I would choose curse if it's me. We have experienced the petrifaction by the petrifaction lizard in the upper layer and its effect needs time. Though the power is high when it takes more time. After all, here, I would pick the safest one, curse. As expected from me. You understand it. Right. Thus, let's acquire Evil Eye of Curse. Curse weakens every ability, and deal damage to HP, MP, SP. Chapter 98 Look at my eyes. Evil Eye of Curse LV1 was acquired. Why? Now that I have acquired it, I must look for a monster that will become my guinea pig. Thus, let's look for the thing like that from the information of detection san. Mew. Mew. It looks like there's something over there. Although I can't grasp the information accurately because there's still a distance, it looks like it's coming up to the land. It's just right in time, so let's have this guy be the guinea pig. Elro Frog LV4. Status. HP 85/85 green. MP 75/75 blue. SP 68/68 yellow. 68/68 red. Average offensive ability 6/7. Average defensive ability 5/9. Average magic ability 4/6. Average resistance ability 4/6. Average speed ability 4/3. Skill. Poison Synthesis LV3 Acid Attack LV3 Shoot LV4 Swim LV2 Night Vision LV7 Poison Resistance LV2 Acid Resistance LV2 Heat Nullity. Ah, it's the frog's evolved form. I think this guy is the frog's evolved form. Although it didn't become so strong, I think that it evolves to adapt in the middle layer's environment. There's Heat Nullity. And, I think that the guy that has night vision even though this area is bright probably is from the upper layer. Because the upper layer and the lower layer are pitch dark. Something like it strayed off from the upper layer and evolved driven by the necessity. I hope that there are no monsters that come up from the lower layer to the middle layer. If such monsters evolve to adapt in the middle layer's environment, it's frightening. And, I noticed something after looking at this frog skill, the attack that I thought was a saliva seems to be the same poison synthesis as me. It seems to fire it with the shoot skill. What a good skill. I want it too. Then, I can shoot a powerful poison bullet that can't be compared with this frog. Will the skill proficiency accumulates if I shoot out threads vigorously from my buttocks? Let's kill it quickly while information in charge is thinking about stupid things. First of all, I set all of the damage of weak poison to the lowest by poison synthesis. And increase paralysis to the maximum. The frog has poison resistance, so it won't die with the weak poison like this. I approach quietly towards the frog's back and weak poison synthesis. Yes, the frog's experiment body is completed. Ah, body in charge, good job. With this, I can experiment my Evil Eye of Curse without reserve. Yosh, then Evil Eye activate. On. Activated without a problem. How does it feel? Oh. The frog's HP, MP and SP are decreasing slowly. As expected, the damage is slow if it's level 1. Although both yellow and red decrease in SP, the yellow one recovers fast, so there's no effect on it. The damage might become higher if the level rises. Then, I wonder can I always make my opponent into the state of shortness of breath? How nasty. Ah, but the HP will be exhausted before that. HP and SP have roughly the same numerical value. Oh, the status also decrease. There's a character set as decreasing added next to the numerical value. And, the maximum value with the parenthesis is displayed next to the current numerical value. Oh. When receiving an attack that decreases the status, it's displayed like this. If I were to see this, I would know that I received an attack. As expected from Appraisal Sama, no blunders at all. And, as expected, this Evil Eye is not a passive skill that has no consumption. My MP decreases. But, the decrease is not so fast. It decreased by 1 for about 10 seconds. Because the damage to the frog is 1 for around 5 seconds, it's not bad for its efficiency. When I think from my MP now, I can activate it for more than 50 minutes, so the cost effectiveness seems to be efficient. The damage speed will increase if the level rises. Ah, the frog's paralysis seems to expire. Just when I thought of it, Body in Charge added poison synthesis once. As expected from me. Quick correspondence. Although its HP keeps decreasing smoothly, the decrease of its status became not good enough. Although it decreases until half of the status at the same speed as HP, it hardly decreases after that. I wonder, is there a limit value in the status decrease? Well, if I think about it, that's obvious. If it continues to decrease, it's likely that the defensive ability will become 0. What's that paper? It's a weak constitution that can't even be called as a paper anymore. But it's considerably big if it decreases until half. Although it doesn't have much effect on small fries like the frog, if status of powerful monsters like the eel is reduced by half. Because monsters rely on status more than skill in the battle, status weakening means that it's a great weakening of that guy. If the status of the eel becomes half, there's no great difference between the eel and the catfish. This can become the trump card of anti-powerful monsters. I must give priority to raise this skill level in the future. The frog died? I'm sure that it still has HP remain. Somehow the HP decreased rapidly, but why? The red SP is exhausted before the HP decreases. That's why. When the red SP is exhausted, the HP will decrease rapidly. Terrifying. Then, it would be very dangerous immediately after evolution. Thank God that there's meal. Although my red SP will not be exhausted quickly thanks to overeating, let's be careful from now on. Anyway, Evil Eye of Curse is quite useful. I will activate it when I have extra MP in order to accumulate skill proficiency. When something happens, I will leave half of my MP, and I will allocate the remaining MP in the Evil Eye. I can activate Evil Eye even while I'm moving. Chapter 99. Because that guy is an idiot, I must get a grip on myself. I'm Body in Charge. There's no name yet. This time, I want you to accompany me in my complaints about information in charge for a while. That guy is really an idiot. Recently, in order to acquire shoot, that guy said let's fire threads from my buttocks, and when I tried it, the threads fired out vigorously more than I expected, and the threads fell into the magma. I almost caught a fire. If I didn't cut loose the threads immediately, my body would have been covered with flames. And well, that guy propose a foolish thing whenever possible like this, and it all end up useless. There's no successful trial that's proposed by that guy. Well, I am also the same because I'm always excited every time. Don't you have a little more decent proposal? If you think for a moment, you will know that the proposal is bad, right? Why you never think over carefully when you are in charge of the brain? Are you an idiot? You're an idiot. Therefore, I who's in charge of the body must get a grip on myself. At any rate, my actions are connected to my life and death. Body in charge, body in charge. What is it, information in charge? Can the telephoto be used on the Evil Eye? Are you a genius? Phew fuffu. Yes, I was a genius. Seriously. I see, I was a genius. If I'm a genius, then I will be forgiven even if I do anything. That's right. Isn't it amazing to use telephoto to activate Evil Eye from a long distance? Amazing. That's really amazing. Dream will spread. That's why, let's look for a prey. I'm information in charge. There's no name yet. The simultaneous activation of telephoto and Evil Eye didn't went well. As expected, it can't be helped because it would be a cheat if it can do that. Telephoto became level 5 because I had it activated all the time. When comparing with the time it's at level 1, the distance that can be magnified and the magnification rate have increased. If Evil Eye can be used with this, a considerable long-distance attack seemed to be possible, but it was not possible. However, this Evil Eye is considerably useful. Because I used it whenever I have spare MP, it rose to level 3. The rise of the level is slow. But the tendency of using my MP in the middle layer capture is low, so it's just good. This is something that I noticed in the Evil Eye. It looks like that there's no change in my view while activating Evil Eye. Although it's impossible to activate simultaneously with telephoto, enhanced vision adapts in it perfectly. If I can secure my view properly while activating it, there's no need to leave the eyes that don't activate Evil Eye purposely. I can see the dream activation of 8 Evil Eyes at the same time. And it looks like I can't added every kind of attributes in the evil eye. Although I tried poison attack, it didn't had any effects. It's a regret. Well, this is also the same as telephoto, so it can't be helped. If my current deadly poison is used with the evil eye, my opponent will die just by looking. That can be said that it's the deep blue magic eyes that can see death. Because it can deal damage and weaken the enemy just by looking at the enemy, it's already a cheat. And as expected, hoping for more is greedy. Then, I thought that whether the evil eye can be activated in 8 of my eyes, but this can be done. However, the effect doesn't change. Although I thought that the effect will become 8 times when it's 8 eyes, there was no such good offer. But this simultaneous activation can be quite useful for telephoto. It's possible to magnify different places respectively, so simultaneous activation might be good depending on how I use it. And, changing the topic, it's about body in charge. That guy is really an idiot. Recently, I thought that I want to acquire the shoot skill, so I proposed that that guy should try firing threads out from the buttocks. Then that guy said, sounds good, that's good. Let's do it immediately while firing the threads towards the magma. Although that guy said it flew more than expected, there's no need to fire it at the direction where there's magma. Of course, the threads that were fired fell into the magma. When the fire came along the thread like a fuse, I got impatient. Although it was fine because body in charge cut loose the thread at the last moment. If that guy didn't made it on time, my buttocks will catch a fire again. And well, against the things that I proposed to that guy like this, a diagonal increase result is achieved. It's a diagonal decrease. Even if I make a genius proposal with much efforts, it's hopeless if body in charge of the practice position is incompetent. If you think for a moment, you will know that it's bad, right? Because you have only been moving, did you become a muscle brain? Are you an idiot? You're an idiot. Therefore, I who's in charge of the information must get a grip on myself. At any rate, my instructions are connected to my life and death. Information in charge, information in charge. What is it? Body in charge. I found a monster when I was playing with telephoto. Seriously. It's not in the range of detection. Cuckoo. Information in charge, doesn't that means that your significance of existence is becoming thinner? Nonsense. If you were going to offer information that exceeds mine, you won't be able to catch up with me if you don't have at least 100 eyes, you know. Phew, say whatever you want now. Wash your neck at best and wait. Phew, that time will never come, but fine. Try and climb to this distant summit. Phew. Cuckoo. So, what should we do? Of course we'll hunt it. Aye, sir. Come, guys. Prepare for battle. Aye. Chapter 100. Appraisal Some Estate. I wander around the middle layer today. Although quite a long time passed since I reached the middle layer, I still can't see the end. As expected from the world's largest labyrinth. If a man tries to capture this, isn't it that this is a level where the man have to be resolved to devote his life? Skill proficiency reached. Skill appraisal LV9 has become appraisal LV10. Oh. Finally, appraisal Sama reach max level. I'm very happy. The first one that I acquired, the appraisal Sama that shared joys and sorrows, has finally become a perfect form. The appraisal that was useless in the beginning. A strange element is added whenever its level rises. The joy that the usability gradually improves. Appraisal San who grew up and became splendid. Although you were complained all the time, you grew up with effort. And to become the appraisal Sama that everyone recognize. Such you also have finally, you have done well. I'm impressed. Thank you, appraisal Sama. Please take care of me from now on, appraisal Sama. But there's no evolution or derivation. No, it's fine. It's a great thing even if only appraisal Sama reached max level. Though I expected something like an evolution to a person who rules wisdom. There's nothing. I thought that there is if it's appraisal Sama, but there's nothing. It's a shock. Really nothing? Zah. Zaa. Zaa. What's this sound that's similar to the television sandstorm? Zaa, request, Zaa. Lack of high rank administrator authority. Zaa. What? Zaa. Nature sorry. Zaa. Rejection, Zaa. Somehow, it's dangerous. Although I don't know what's dangerous, it's dangerous. ZAA, pin. My body shook unintentionally when I heard the clear pin sound. High rank administrator D accepted the request. Skill wisdom is being constructed. Construction completed. Conditions met. Skill wisdom was acquired. Appraisal LV10 has unified with wisdom. Detection LV10 has unified with wisdom. Skill proficiency reached. Skill taboo LV7 has become taboo LV8. Conditions met. Title ruler of wisdom was acquired. By the effects of the title ruler of wisdom, skill magic extremity divine magic was acquired. MP recovery speed LV4 has unified with magic extremity. MP consumption down LV4 has unified with magic extremity. Magic amount LV9 has unified with divine magic. Protection LV4 has unified with divine magic. Ha. No. Strange. This is indeed strange in various ways. What happened? Why did it become like this? What should I do? Let's calm down. Body in charge, first of all, take a deep breath. Hi, foil. Yosh. Let's arrange it in turns. First of all, it begun when I heard that sound. What's that? I don't know. Although I will usually cast away things that I don't understand all the time, this time only won't that way. After all, this is a clearly abnormal situation. Abnormal, yes, it's abnormal. Although I have acquired skills with recognition that this is such a world up until now, skills doesn't exist in Japan. It's more abnormal if there's skill in Japan. Such natural thing in this world is such a world, so is it okay to accept such a simple thought? It was okay if it's a while ago. But, now is different. I certainly heard that the voice of heaven said like this. High rank administrator D accepted the request. Skill wisdom is being constructed. Construction completed. This words, it's just like someone is watching me and that person made a skill according to my grumble. If it's really like that, then the criminal is the person called Administrator D. And, when I think about the word high rank, this existence called Administrator cannot be only be D. Then, what does this Administrator manage? It's decided. Skills. If I think by this flow, that's the only that I can think. In short, the skills in this world are given by those guys called Administrator. What is it for? How? As expected, I don't know that. Although I don't know, I can only say this. Something is strange in this world. A cold thing runs on my back. It's different from the time when I encountered the Earth Dragon and my mother. It's in another kind of fear that invades me slowly. The Administrator, are they chuckling when they see my panicking figure now? Scary. The skills that I have relied on up until now has become something that's hard to be understand. What should I do after this? Chapter Side Story 15 Ruler Class. Whenever Yago's eyes looked at me, I became in danger. Especially, when I get a better result than Yago at the class, etc., he will release a cold glance that runs on my back. It was obvious that something will happen sooner or later. But still, I can't take any countermeasures. Yago is the eldest son of the large country unlike me. And, he's a reincarnated person same as me, so his ability is authentic. Either in authority or in ability, there's no man who could give opinions to Yago. And, the incident happened. It was the time of the exploration lesson that became the first extracurricular activity. The exploration extracurricular activity is carried out at the small mountain near the academy. Well, although I said that it's near, it takes more than half day just to make a round trip if it's by walking. Only students who manage to pass the examination given by the academy can participate. In our academic year, which is the first year, the number of students participating the exploration lesson is 12 including me. Judging from the whole academic year, only high achiever was able to pass. However, the students who didn't manage to participate in this exploration will be able to participate when they acquire power eventually. The first time and this time was only a little, but in next time, the number of students will surely increase. Rather, the first exploration has the number of students that can only make one group, so this year, an excellent group is participating. We have to leave the academy on foot in the morning and reach the foot of the mountain before noon for the exploration. After that, a briefing of the last confirmation is held in the hut at the foot and have our lunch. After lunch, we will be divided into groups and enter the mountain. After that, we will spend a whole day exploring the mountain, make a camp, and on the next day, we will return to foot of the mountain before noon and return to the academy. This is the schedule for it. Only weak monsters of the lowest class inhabit in this mountain. The Academy has hired a number of men to examine the area beforehand, and it has been confirmed that there's no strong monster. Because even a weak monster can become strong when it evolves, this confirmation seems to be vital. In this exploration, it's 1 point to learn basic survival skills. 1 point to experience the environment where monsters inhabit. 1 point to gather medicinal plants, etc., and learn the knowledge of the mountain. Acquiring those experiences become the purpose. And safely and obtaining knowledge and experiences are the purpose. So, fighting a monster assertively subtracts the points. In case we are attacked, if we deal with it appropriately, it will increase the points, but it's forbidden to purposely attack a monster. The exploration is carried out in groups, and each group has 4 students and 1 teacher. The breakdown of the group is decided by the lot so that we won't form a biased group. It became separate groups with Sue, Katya and Yuri. And I have become the same group as Yago. The formation of the group, me, Yago, Oka-chan aka Furimes, the Night Sun Polton and the magic teacher, Oriza. My relation with Polton is more than an acquaintance and less than a friend. Even though Polton's father was a former baron, he make many military exploits and raise his title, and he has reached up to the Earl. Severe training is given to Polton by such father, and he has the skill organization specialized in physical. His strength is also quite high in the academic year. The person himself doesn't seem to be content to it, he concentrate in training every day. He's a serious character boy. Because he comes in contact with me like a retainer, I will talk to him, but it's like we are on good terms. Oriza Sensei is a middle-aged magic teacher. She's the unmotivated one among the teachers, and she is a person who come along because it's her work. She hate troublesome things, and when Yago and I was assigned to the group of her jurisdiction, she scowled without concealing it. It was well known that there was an unusual sign between me and Yago. However, should I said that she's indeed a teacher? Her combat ability is very high. Despite being a magic user, she has the skill composition that makes close-range battle possible, and her ability value is also higher than the students. When something unexpected happened, a teacher must protect the students, so it was impossible that the teachers who came for this exploration lesson are weak. The unexpected one is that Oka-chan Sensei aka Furimes participated in this lesson properly. Sensei is often absent from lessons without permission. Although she is acting behind the scenes, she won't tell us about the contents. She absent from the class without permission, so I'm sure that she's moving busily. It was unexpected that Sensei will participate in this lesson and be restricted for approximately 2 days. However, there's also Yago, so if she's going to be near, it's reassuring. Perhaps, even if I include the academies. Teacher, Sensei might be the only one who can stop Yago. Then, dismiss for a moment. After each of you had lunch, please divide into groups and act. The facilitator teacher declares it, and the briefing ended. After finish eating lunch, divide into groups and act. Nisama, we will part for a while. It's lonely. Sue, it's only 1 day. It's a big problem even if it's only 1 day. When thinking that if something happens to Nisama in the place where I'm not looking, I can't sleep at night. It's alright. The safety in this mountain has already been confirmed, so unusual things won't happen. I pat Sue's head to make her feel relieved. I can't say that there's a person in my group is more dangerous than the mountain because if I say it, she might worry about me. Shun, be careful of Yago earnestly, okay? It looks like that guy's head has completely gone crazy after coming to this world. Understood. The exchange in low voice with Katya on parting refrains my head. He's crazy. He certainly is. The current Yago is not normal. There's a dangerous sign that it's not weird that he will do something. The exploration advanced smoothly when I'm worrying about such thing. We never meet any monsters, and we reached the scheduled camping area safely. Shirain-sama, is here the camping point? That's right. It seemed that we arrived earlier than planned. It's because the boys have stamina. It's hard to follow for the girl, Sensei, you know. Bullshit. Oka-chan's status is considerably high, right? There's no way you need to persist this much. Sensei thinks that even if you know that and you pretend not to know, you still worry about Sensei is a condition of a good man. I don't mean to become a man who sees the complexion of the woman in detail. Aor-sama is acceptable. Polton and I begin the preparations for camping while Yago and Sensei doing such exchanges. Oriza Sensei only looks at us silently. Shirain-sama, could you hold that part? Ah, okay. Is it like this? Yes. After that, if I do like this. On. Completed. Thank you, Paulton. No, originally, I should be doing this preparations by myself, but I have caused trouble to Shurain-sama. Paulton. The social position is unrelated in the academy. Therefore, there's no need to mind it so much. Although there's also the social position, I personally respect Shurain-sama. Therefore, this is something that I do because I like it. Shurain-sama, please don't make an apologetic face to my actions there. I gave in to the honest eyes of Paulton. Sue is also the same, where is there an element that can be respected in me? It's mysterious. After the preparations for the camp is completed, there a little time remained because we arrived earlier than the schedule. In that case, we will confirm the surroundings lightly. Each of us acts separately and explore within the range not far enough to be separated. Although I objected to take independent action, it's decided that everyone will be within the range where our voices can be heard. If it's like this, the nearby group member can rush immediately even if something happens. And I'm alone in the mountain. If I gather medicinal plants, etc., by myself, points will be added. I looked for the medicinal plants while activating appraisal. And there, a sword fight sound is heard. I heard it from the place near where Paulton was exploring. I wonder whether the opponent's sword was specially made or the opponent has the silent skill because the sound is extremely small. But, to me who has the enhanced hearing, the sound was clearly heard. I tried to run in a hurry to Paulton, but I was obstructed by the person who stands in my way. It's Yago. Yo. What are you trying to do? Yago, no. Natsume. I just thought that I should have you exit about here. I return a tense voice to Yago, who talks friendly. Yago, who says an unbelievable thing calmly. I didn't know about it and swallowed saliva. It's a joke, right? Does this looks like a joke? You're an eyesore. At that moment, the smile disappears from Yago's face. This world is the world for me. The world for me to be the strongest and to reign. And yet, there's someone better than me. Why are you saying such a crazy thing? This world doesn't belong to anyone. Return to sanity. I'm sane. It's a dreamlike world where you can do anything if you have skills, you know. Isn't it that this world is exactly only for me? But you see, this world doesn't need people like you. So, die. Yago draws his sword. I also have no choice but to draw my sword. I look at Yago's status. Human race LV31, name Yago Van Rengzand. Status. HP 628/628 green. MP 566/566 blue. SP 609/609 yellow. 502/611 red. Average offensive ability 608. Average defensive ability 599. Average magic ability 546. Average resistance ability 522. Average speed ability 583. Skill. Automatic HP recovery LV4, MP recovery speed LV4, MP consumption down LV4, SP recovery speed LV8, SP consumption down LV8, magic perception LV8, magic manipulation LV5, magic combat act 55-5, magic granting LV4, offensive magic power LV2, enhanced destruction LV7, enhanced slashing LV7, enhanced blow LV4, enhanced flame LV4, fighting spirit LV7, vitality granting LV7, vitality attack LV7, flame attack LV3, paralysis attack LV2, sword talent LV6, throw LV5, 3D maneuver LV6, concentration LV9, prediction LV3, calculation processing LV3, accuracy LV8, evasion LV8, stealth LV3, silent LV1, fire magic LV3, destruction resistance LV2, blow resistance LV2, slash resistance LV3, fire resistance LV3, poison resistance LV2, paralysis resistance LV1, pain resistance LV1, enhanced vision LV10, telephoto LV1, enhanced hearing LV10, hearing range expansion LV1, enhanced smell LV8, enhanced taste LV7, enhanced touch LV8, constitution LV5, magic well LV4, body flicker LV5, durability LV5, Herculean strength LV5, solid LV5, mage LV4, amulet LV3, shrink space LV5, emperor, and percent I equals W. Skill points 350. Title. Monster Killer. Strong. His status is a little physical, unlike me. He has a firm strength. Besides, this guy acquires skills assertively with skill points, unlike me. Above all, the most troublesome is the Emperor skill. Emperor raised the effect of the skill. And inflicts heresy attribute effect, fear, to the opponent by overpowering. The fear by overpowering is resisted for the time being. But, it's a foul-like effect to raise the effect of the skill. Yago brandish his sword. I intercept it with my sword. Ku, heavy. Fu, I know it. You never used skill points to acquire skills, right? In Aditon, you never raise your level. Points are things that are supposed to be used. Like this. Flame surges from Yago's sword. I avoid it by a hair's breadth. If I do it too flashy, the others might notice it. So, just die quickly. Do you think that you can get away with that if you do such a thing? It's alright. I'm the main of this world's future, you know. Of course I will be forgiven even if I do anything. Besides, the preparations are made properly. My subordinate should be disposing the others at this time. I will release the monster that I brought after I killed you. It's a powerful guy that won't be generated here usually. Something like the pitiful students and teachers have been devoured by the monster that generated suddenly. I will defeat that monster and return alive. It's such a scenario. Such a careless plan. Do you think that you won't be accused? Who will? Here is not Japan. I'm the future Sword Emperor, you know. Even if it's a little unnatural, who can state their opinions to me? And is it fine to make it into an international problem? There's no way it would be fine. That's how it is. You shouldn't think that all the crimes must be made public like Japan. I'm dumbfounded. To Yago, who had the idea that's too un-Japanese. And he accepts it naturally. Goodbye. I will at least remember you in the corner of my memory. The sword swung downwards while cladding in huge flame. However, it didn't reach me. Yago's body blown off suddenly. Natsume-kun. You did too much. A horrifying cold tone different from the usual dull voice. The overwhelming presence that doesn't match the figure of the small elf. Oka-chan sensei appeared there. Your plan is already crushed. Your subordinates have all been restricted. And I have disposed the monster that you brought along. What? It seems that you have been paying attention on Shun-kun, but it looks like you underestimated me too much. Sorry, but Sensei can't afford to overlook your rampage anymore. Sensei walks up to the fallen Yago. Yago tries to launch a surprise attack. Gua! He was struck to the ground by something invisible. That must be the thing that blew Yago's body off a while ago. Perhaps, it's a wind-type magic. Sensei's hand grips Yago's head. And I perceive the flow of magical power there. Some kind of magic seemed to be put on Yago. Activate the ruler class privilege. By the ruler's request, activate the ruler exclusive skill. Agreement of activation. I agree. From Yago's mouth, a flat voice different from his usual voice is raised. The magic from a little while ago is that the hypnosis by the heresy magic that's said to be forbidden. My surprise doesn't end there. Rather, a further surprise attacks me. Yago's status displayed by appraisal falls rapidly. Furthermore, the skills are disappearing rapidly. Yago's skill became only the mysterious garbled text skill in no time. What did you do to me? Yago, who finally returned to sanity, shouts. Sensei lowered your status and deprived your skills. Wah! There's no way such thing can be done. Shun-kun, how's the appraisal result? Sensei is right, all of your status have fall to 30. In addition, the skill doesn't remain, too. Wah! This world is not yours. Reflect on this at this time, and Sensei recommend living as a normal person from now on. Even if you become stronger by acquiring skills, there are no good things about it. Yago, who becomes dumbfounded. Who's confused. The exploration class was stopped afterwards. Paulton and Oriza Sensei were safe. I heard that it was about to get dangerous, but thanks to Sensei's help, there was no serious wounds. All of Yago's subordinates who attacked them were captured. However, no one confessed their relation with Yago, and because Yago himself kept feigning ignorance, there was no blame on Yago. Is this also a judgment that thinks about international relations? I was made to really recognize that the common sense here is different from Japan. By the way, after I return, I'm troubled because Sue clings to me in tears. Chapter 101 Wisdom. Wisdom n% power capable of reaching the gods. It's possible to acquire information until inspection level 1 of all existing things in own range of perception. In addition, the W system is surpassed and the right to interfere with the Ma area is obtained. Ruler of Wisdom Acquisition Skill Magic Extremity Divine Magic Acquisition Condition Acquisition of Wisdom Effect MP, Magic, Resistance Rise respectively. A+ correction whenever magic type skill proficiency gained. Ruler class privilege is acquired. Explanation: the title presented to those who rule wisdom. magic extremity magic control assistance in the system, and all magic formula deployment ability value become the maximum. In addition, the recovery speed of MP becomes the fastest and the consumption becomes the lowest. Divine magic a bonus of 1000 is added to the MP, magic, resistance. And, a growth correction of 100 is added when level up. Zoa Air LV3 no name. Status. HP 236/236 green details 21 up. MP 1431/1431 blue details 1120 up. SP 235/235 yellow details 20 up. 235/235 red plus 799 details 20 up. Average offensive ability 287 details 18 up. Average defensive ability 387 details 18 up. Average magic ability 1365 details 1110 up. Average resistance ability 1500 details 1110 up. Average speed ability 1412 details 70 up. Skill. Automatic HP recovery LV6, magic extremity, new SP recovery speed LV3, SP consumption down LV4, enhanced destruction LV2, enhanced slashing LV3, enhanced poison LV4, fighting spirit LV2, vitality granting LV2, deadly poison attack LV3, corrosion attack LV1, poison synthesis LV8, thread talent LV3, universal thread LV1, thread manipulation LV8, pro LV7, 3D maneuver LV5, concentration LV10, thought acceleration LV5 1 up, foresight LV5 1 up, parallel will LV1 new, high speed calculation LV1, accuracy LV8, evasion LV7, stealth LV8, silent LV3 1 up. Conviction, Hell, Heresy Magic LV3, Shadow Magic LV3, Poison Magic LV3, Abyss Magic LV10, Patience, Pride Overeating LV9, Wisdom, New, Night Vision LV10, Visible Range Expansion LV3 1 up, Destruction Resistance LV2, Blow Resistance LV2, Slash Resistance LV3, Fire Resistance LV3 1 up, Deadly Poison Resistance LV2, Paralysis Resistance LV4, Petrifaction Resistance LV3, Acid Resistance LV4, Corrosion Resistance LV3, Faint Resistance LV3, Fear Resistance LV8, Heresy Nullity, Pain Alleviation LV7 enhanced vision LV10 1 up, telephoto LV5. New, Evil Eye of Curse LV3 new enhanced hearing LV8 enhanced smell LV7 enhanced taste LV7 enhanced touch LV7 divinity area expansion LV2 divine magic new constitution LV1 new agility LV9 endurance LV9 Herculean strength LV4 solid LV4 Idodin LV3 taboo LV8 1 up and %I equals W. Skill point 0. Title. Gross Feeder, Blood Relative Eater, Assassin, Monster Killer, Poison Technique User, Thread User, Merciless, Monster Slaughterer, Ruler of Pride, Ruler of Patience, Ruler of Wisdom new. I want to shout amazing if it's a while ago. No, although I still think that it's amazing now, I can't be pleased honestly. You. Ooh. Oh. You da. Enough. Stop thinking hesitantly. Well, there's no help for it even if I think about it. Even if there were such people like the administrator, what can I do? There's no way I can do anything. What can a spider do to such people like God? Nothing can be done. Then, the same as always, I will live my life in my own way. Stalker. Peeper. I will take you on. I don't care whether you're an administrator or a god, but you should engrave my life into your memory to the utmost. I will live like a burning fire and die brilliantly. You should see my way of life. Information in charge. What is it? Body in charge. I'm burning. Ooh, I'm burning brightly now. No. I'm burning physically. Ha. Thread. The thread that I forgot to cut caught afire because I was in a daze. What are you doing? If you have the time to report to me, extinguish it. Skill proficiency reached. Skill fire resistance LV3 has become fire resistance LV4. Hot. Use poison synthesis. Fast. Understood, weak poison, come on. Udge. I became numb. Oh no. The weak poison has paralysis added to it now. What are you doing? Skill proficiency reached. Skill paralysis resistance LV4 has become paralysis resistance LV5. Hot. Numb. I can't admire that. HP dangerous. I will die. I will seriously die. My HP became 0. Wah. Activate patience. Offer MP as a sacrifice and revive with HP 1. Oh. But if the fire is not extinguished, HP will be exhausted again soon. The paralysis still can't be relieved? A little more, done. Use weak poison synthesis without the paralysis this time. While you are at it, set the synthesis amount to the maximum. Oh, a lump of poisonous water fell? Ouch. Look, my HP decreased again after being crushed. Ah, but thanks to that, the fire disappeared. On. The effect of patience was able to be confirmed, so it turned out all right in the end. This is not all right at all. It's a defeat if you mind it. I mean, the first HP 0 is like this, how is it? It's a defeat if you mind it. You're right. With that just now our MP decreased to half. We would have died if we don't have wisdom. Thank God we have it. Well, the one that caused it is wisdom though. It's a defeat if you mind it. Skills are convenient after all. Right. Although I don't know what kind of purpose they made skills and distribute them, I will take whatever you give me and make use of it. That's right. On. Let's do that. Chapter 102 Wisdom Sama is amazing. Well, the ability of the skill Wisdom seems to be an enhanced version of Appraisal Sama and Detection San. At that point, it's decided that I have to call it with Sama. Wisdom Sama. First of all, the enhanced part, a thing called Details, was added into the status appraisal result. When I double appraise this details, a more detailed information than the status will be displayed. What a wonderful function. The detailed numerical value of each parts of body are in the attack and defense. According to it, I understood that my strongest offensive ability is my sickle, and my defensive ability is approximately equal. Although my defensive ability of my torso is somewhat low, because I'm specialized in evasion originally, it will be fine if I don't make any blunders. The speed is also similar, but it breakdowns further to reflexive speed, instantaneous speed, and endurance speed. Although it's comparatively average, the instantaneous speed seems to be slightly higher than the others. And magic. This, really. There are various fields like magic offensive ability, magic formula deployment speed, magic formula stability level, magic formula strength, etc., but the numerical values other than the offensive ability have reached max value. It's 99,999. It's not average at all. Leaving aside that retort, I think that this is the effect of magic extremity. It was somehow written that the magic formula related becomes maximum, so I think that it's the effect. This is telling me to use magic, right? Phew. Finally, I can use magic. Amazing. I'm looking forward to use it. Well, the first thing to do now is to reconfirm Wisdom Sama's effect. I must not panic. Last, its resistance, but this was the most important in the details. All of my attribute resistances were there. With this, the attribute that I was weak in became clear. Fire was the one that I'm weak in after all. Even though I have fire resistance, it's still the lowest. By the way, when I have the resistance type skills, the numerical value of the resistance rises equivalent to the resistance skill. Other than fire, my resistance to water, ice and light are low. Especially, ice is low together with fire resistance. Although I won't receive any ice attribute attack as long as I'm in the middle layer, I should bear it in my mind. On the contrary, heresy attribute is the highest. Well, I do have heresy nullity. The numerical value of this is also 99,999. The next to it is poison resistance. And the next is unexpectedly dark. It was higher than the attribute that I have the resistance. And in this way, my strong and weak resistances became clear, but I think that this can probably be said as an attack. For example, even if I use the magic of the fire attribute that I'm weak in, I think that the effect will be low. On the contrary, the heresy and dark attributes that I'm strong in seems to have high effects. Although it's still in the range of expectation, I think that the probability is high. The details of the status are about like this, and the details of the skills can be seen, too. Specifically, it reached the point that the numerical value of the skill proficiency can be seen. Because the numerical value of the necessary skill proficiency to the next level is also displayed together, it seems that I can raise the level more efficiently. By the way, the skill proficiency of the skills that I have not acquired can also be seen. The skill list is displayed even without skill points. I was surprised at this. Besides, in the state that all skills were lifted from the ban. Looking at this only seems to need one whole day. Among those skills, there's the skill that needs an incredibly high skill points to acquire it. Although its ability is reliable to that extent, I absolutely won't acquire it. I said as a joke to Voice of Heaven before. Wait, should I stop calling Voice of Heaven? No, after all, Voice of Heaven is all right as it is. Yes, the continuation of the talk. I inquire voice of heaven as a joke, and there's really a immortality skill, but it needs 100 million points to acquire it. Naiwa. There's absolutely no sign to let me acquire it. Well, leaving aside skills that can't be acquired, I think that I should pick up the usable skills that I can reach. I will use my skill points for Evil Eye for a while, but when that's over, I will acquire skills that look good. And, about Detection Sans enhancement, the information picked up by Detection can be appraised now. However, because the information picked up by Detection San is quite precise, there's no need to appraise it purposely. At present, I can't think of an effective way to use it, but it's no disadvantage to have it and it might be used someday. Lastly, the most important thing is the auto-mapping function was added. Why? Moreover, it's before acquiring Wisdom Sama. The map of all the ranges where I passed before after I am born can be inspected. This is amazing. Seriously amazing. This Elro Great Labyrinth which I wandered aimlessly, part of it became clear by this map so far. Elro Great Labyrinth is too wide. The map of the upper layer where I was formerly there, the map of the lower layer where I fell, and the map of the middle layer that I'm advancing now. I expected that it would be a part of the whole map when the maps are connected, but it became the size that was almost the same as Hokkaido with that alone. It's only a part, you know. And, when I predict the distance from the middle layer to the upper layer, I understood that it looks like it's still long ahead. Although there might be a pit somewhere because it's only a prediction, I should be prepared for a long trip. Lastly, the language that was impossible to appraise up until now, it's still impossible to appraise. Chapter 103 Magical Kumoko returns. I thought that I was gonna die. I mean, I should have died with my HP. I would have died if I don't have patience. If I died foolishly like this, I won't die brilliantly. Administrator San, if you saw it just now, please erase it from the log. Incidentally, I was able to confirm the effect of patience. Rather than I will revive even if my HP is reduced to 0, it feels more like my HP becomes 0 and my MP becomes the substitute to it, and it's possible to act without change. Judging from the decrease of MP when I codify, I think that it temporarily choose MP as the HP. Therefore, the damage that should be received in HP becomes the decrease of MP. It's like the HP and MP sticks together. Therefore, when I received an overkill attack, my MP might decrease all at once. Because my MP increased abnormally thanks to divine magic, it can be said that I became considerably tough. But, because even its original use uses MP, I should take it like an insurance. And, thanks to divine magic, my magic type status increased excessively, but it's a loss when I don't use this status, right? It appears there, magic extremity. Why? This skill is the skill that can be said the final development type of the magic manipulation skill that I wanted. Amazing. In addition, the MP-related convenience skills come in a set, and it's a bargain. Wonderful. If it's now, the price is free because it's Wisdom Sama's extra. What? It's already bought, so please don't worry. Congratulations. Well then, this magic extremity. It's seriously an amazing skill. At any rate, it's like I acquired magic manipulation MP recovery speed MP consumption down at max level. My MP that was decreased to half a while ago has already recovered completely. Because it recovers 2 or 3 in a second, it will recover completely in about 10 minutes. What's that? I can use my MP as much as I want. Besides, because there's also the effect of MP consumption down, the amount of consumption should decrease other than patience. I can use as much as I want even if I don't use it poorly. Even if I keep the Evil Eye activated, there's no consumption, so there's no change. Let's change it to continuous activation at once. Well, if it's prepared here, of course I want to use magic. But, I don't know how to use it. That's only said a long time ago. I finally learned the way to use magic. It became clear by Wisdom Sama's new function, search. Although it's not equal for a certain great teacher, when I search the word related to the skill system, the explanation will be displayed. The manual function that I didn't stop demanding was implemented at last. Therefore, I searched the way to use magic. According to it, it seems that I have to pass through some stages to use magic. First of all, recognition of magical power. This corresponds to the so-called magic perception. If you can't recognize the existence of magical power, it's impossible to use magic using the magical power as the fuel to activate it. So, this becomes the main premise to use magic. As for me, magic perception is in the effect of Wisdom Sama. Next, manipulation of magic. The image of magical power in me is a thick liquid. Move this liquid at your will. This becomes magic manipulation. Moving it faster, and if complex movement can be done, it's good. Usually, a person needs to train and will become able to move it gradually, but thanks to magic extremity, I can move it freely. And the construction of magic formula. Every magic skills have this, and it will be constructed automatically by selecting the corresponding magic. The image of the constructed magic formula is a pipe, I wonder. This construction speed also changes according to the status. Because my magic formula construction speed is at maximum value, I can activate it at the moment I select it. Lastly, if magical power is poured into the constructed magic formula, the magic will be completed. Like pouring a liquid into the pipe. When the liquid reaches the end of the pipe, it becomes the phenomenon to have influence in this world as magic for the first time. At this time, if the amount of the liquid poured into the pipe increases, the offensive ability of the magic rises, and if the pouring speed is made faster, the time until activation is shortened. However, an extra burden will be added on the pipe to that extent. There's a limit in the amount that can be poured according to the thickness of the pipe, so if it's not firmly made, it will explode because of the water pressure. The magic formula will end with a misfire without being able to endure the burden, and the worst case, it might explode. Because high-rank magic has a complex and long magic formula, the tendency of that is strong. It's necessary to make a bigger and stronger pipe to stabilize the magic formula. As for this, I don't have any problems thanks to magic extremity. You must pass through such a process just to use one magic. However, I who have magic extremity don't have to think about such tedious thing. Magic manipulation can be done with the same sense as moving my body, and as for the magic formula construction, the best one is completed in an instant after I select a magic. I can activate magic with ease like pouring water into a glass. Therefore, let's activate the one that has the effect that can be understood at a glance because there's no monster in the surroundings now. Ah, come to think of it, I completely forgot to appraise shadow magic. Shadow surface shadow can be generated in the light. This is also strange. Even it becomes level 3, it still has such effect. Shadow magic is useless if its level doesn't increase more. Then, let's use magic. Poison bullet is good here after all. Even if I activate heresy magic, there's no significance because there's no opponent, and even if I succeed in using shadow magic, it doesn't seem that I will be impressed. As for the abyss magic, the hurdle seems to be high to use it suddenly. Yosh. Magic formula deployment. Magical power filling completed. Poison bullet activate. After taking stance, a black round thing appeared in front of me, and it flies vigorously. Oh. Although it succeeded too quick, it's magic. Amazing. I was impressed a little. But this poison bullet don't have much power. Because this poison is not deadly spider poison. The poison bullet that can be used by poison magic is not a magic that fires my own poison, and it seems that it's one magic that fires poison. So, the poison is this magic exclusive poison, and it's different from the deadly spider poison. And it's inferior to the power of deadly spider poison even if I have my magic offensive ability. Although the power can be raised if I consume a lot of magical power, if that's the case, then I should just synthesis poison obediently. The magic that I was able to acquire with much efforts might don't have a lot of chances to use it. Chapter 104 Magic equipped spider type versatile warrior. By the way, following the poison bullet of poison magic, I tried poison touch. Although it should have been a magic that inflicts poison damage by touching the opponent, there was a pitfall after all. Although I thought that it's a fairly good ability for a skill that can be acquired at level 1, I also received this magic. It was the so-called self-destruction technique. I mean, don't I have a lot of self-destruction techniques? Although it might be suitable to raise the resistance on purpose, this magic can't be used normally. But if I use with the level 3 poison resist, it might be usable. Although poison resist is a magic that boosts poison resistance temporarily, if this is used together with poison touch, it might be usable. Well, I have poison synthesis, so it's not necessary to use it purposely. There's no need to use such a thing that has low power and it's a self-destruction technique purposely. Because its power is low, it doesn't help in accumulating skill proficiency. Although the poison bullet seems to still have ways to use it, there's no need to use poison touch. I also tried shadow magic just in case. The result is omitted because it was plain. The effects of heresy magic can't be confirmed if there's no monster, so I think that I will try it when I encounter the next monster. Well, because it's a mind attack type, I might not know whether it's effective or not just by looking at the appearance. Although I might know if its phantom pain can disturb be known? Above all, is it fine to use phantom madness on a monster? Phantom madness, in short, it makes someone becomes insane, isn't it? Making a monster berserk, isn't it a power-up instead? As expected, I want to think that it's not like that, but let's use it carefully. And, the last boss who waits at the end. Abyss magic. My heart throbs considerably to try this one. In various meanings. No matter how you think of it, this magic is dangerous. Although I carried out an appraisal once again just to make sure because it has evolved into Wisdom Sama, the explanation doesn't change. After all, I don't understand the effect of the magic. Although it's obvious that it's a high-rank dark magic, I don't know any more than that. It might be an outrageous force if it's usable, but it's bad for the heart that I don't know what's going to jump out. Although I won't fail because I have magic extremity, still, my heart is throbbing. Then, first of all, let's try from the level 1 Hell Gate. Yosh. Magic formula construction. Wait for a moment. I can't control it even when I have magic extremity. What's with this idiot-like difficulty of construction? It's no use. The magic formula that's being constructed easily left my controls and collapsed. I want to say that's ridiculous. After all, the magic extremity that I have is, as its name shows, it should be located at the top of the magic-related skills. This result even though I have the skill. If this won't work, then no one in the world will be able to use abyss magic, isn't it? I mean, a magic with such difficult construction, what kind of dangerous magic is this? Not being able to do the construction at level 1 magic, what's this? If I activate the level 10 Rebellion Hell, is it like the end of the world? Never. It won't, right? It really won't, right? However, this at level 1 either way, it's not usable. No. It's still early to give up. It was certainly difficult. But, I'm a beginner who became able to use magic just now. The other magicians probably do their best in practicing and raise the skill level steadily while I acquire a cheat skill by a leap. In other words, I'm not used to it. Therefore, I can use easy magic thanks to the skill, but it's impossible to use high-rank magic because I'm inexperienced. I think that it's like that. Then, there's only one answer. There's only practice. This, body in charge. Well, I understand what you want to say, information in charge. Do you understand? But, in that case, what should we do with information? Can you back me up to some extent, body in charge? It's possible to do it, but the efficiency will drop sharply when two persons do a person's job. Skill proficiency reached. Skill parallel will LV1 has become parallel will LV2. Good timing. Hello, the third me. Hello. I heard the talk. It's already alright because I came. Yosh. Then, no point 3. I will have you in charge of magic. Okay. Leave it to me. Thus, parallel will leveled up and the number of wills that can exist at the same time has increased. Body in charge and information in charge are as the same as always. The newly born magic in charge will practice magic centering on abyss magic while moving. By the effect of the ruler of patience title, the rise of the magic-related skill proficiency should be improved, and if I raise the poison magic and shadow magic, it will surely be useful in the future. Besides, magic in charge can join in the combat by using magic attack individually. The poison bullet of the poison magic also, if it's used individually, it's quite strange, but if it's used in the cooperation with body in charge, the utility value rises tremendously. Feint and an unexpected blow, it seems that I can do various things according to the situation. The information in charge who ascertains the situation has an important role after all. Exactly, the Trinity. When I think over again, I'm amazing. My status increase rapidly, and I fight in the way that makes good use of my body at the same time as magic flies. Just by hearing this, I don't want to antagonize me. Aren't I super strong? Chapter 105 Does a hickey dream of going out? Although various things happened, the middle layer capture is going well. I kept defeating monsters and my level also rose and my skill level also rose considerably. While doing that, overeating became level 10 at last. Will gluttony come? I prepared for it, but the name of the skill after evolving was Satiation LV1. Satiation it becomes possible to take meals exceeding the limit. In that case HP, MP, SP are recovered. In addition, the surplus can be stocked. Because the surplus is stocked as pure energy, you won't gain weight. The amount that can be stocked increases by level. Although gluttony didn't came, it's still an amazing ability. In short, the effect that's applied only to SP up until now has applied to HP and MP. Although the amount of stock surplus is lower than the SP, it still doesn't change the fact that it's amazing. I'm glad my plain and low HP has been padded. Besides, there's also the effect of patience, so if my HP and MP increase, my survival rate rises that much. Although MP originally looked excess, the waste might decrease if I can stock it. However, about the effect of not gaining weight, I don't have any benefits. Well, I never gained weight originally. I wonder why. In the explanation of overeating, it's written that I will gain weight just as much as the stock, and because I have stocked to the limit, I should have gained weight considerably. But I didn't gain weight at all. Although I don't know whether it's the spider's special constitution or not, I decided to not mind it because I won't gain weight at all from now on. Oh, yes. The overeating stock reached the limit value before its level rose. It looked like the limit value was level times 100, so it stopped at 900. Although the upper limit increased a little because it evolved into satiation, I think that it will probably stop at 1000. If it's not possible to stock it any further, thinking that it's a waste unless I consume it is the Japanese wasteful mind. That's why I bear in mind to consume SP as much as possible since the time of my usual movement. Specifically, I advanced while jumping and running. By doing it like this, skill proficiency of Idaten was gained. Thanks to that, the skill level of Idaten rose. Agility and endurance also rose and reached max level at last. Both evolved. They evolved into body flicker and durability, and growth correction is added to it. With this, a plus correction will be added in all of my status whenever I level up. Well, thanks to magic extremity, the rise of magic is abnormally high and my speed is high thanks to Idaten that I originally had. Even though I was supposed to be a physical high mobility type originally, if only looking at my status, I became a magical high mobility type. Although the cause of my 180 degrees change is Wisdom Sama, it's doubtful that I actually change into a magic type. All of the magic types levels rise just in case. Although it rises, it's inferior to the deadly spider poison no matter what. After all, when it becomes a serious fight, the deadly spider poison becomes my trump card and magic becomes the support. Well, it's inevitable. Because I came this far with spider thread and deadly spider poison. It seems to become a complicated feelings if those two are surpassed easily by magic. I want to use spider thread quickly. I can't use it in this middle layer even though it evolved into universal thread with much efforts. When I reach the upper layer, I will make a nest at the very beginning, and I will spend some time on skill researching there. After that, to be honest, I don't know what to do. Although I said that I won't mind it, after all, I'm bothered by it. Administrator. Skill. In order to know it, I must ask a man who knows it after all. But, in the first place, what does the man of this world think of the administrator? I don't know. Come to think of it, I have never communicate with another person in this world. I'm here. I'm also here. You guys are no different than me. I'm saying about another person. Pho. The number of idiots increase, and I who's in charge of the brain can't stop this hardships. Oh, yes, about communication. Although I hardly communicate even in my previous life, information can be obtained if there was internet. But, now is different. Wisdom Sama's search is only a part concerning the skills. Besides, even if I examined it, the important part is concealed. All the information related to the administrator cannot be appraised. If I think I'm a hickey who haven't gone out after I was born when seen in perspective. I haven't gone out of Elro Great Labyrinth. If I became a hickey in the state with no information source, it can't be helped that I'm ignorant about the world's situation. If I want to know about the administrator, I need to get out of Elro Great Labyrinth and I have to interact with the man in this world. But, because I'm a monster, I can't talk, so I think that it's quite severe to communicate normally. Well, although it's not wrong that I'm a monster, I might manage somehow if it's a conversation. The first one is acquiring the telepathy skill. And, the another one is evolve into a certain monster. A new feature added by Wisdom Sama evolution tree. If I see this, I can know what kind of monsters that I can evolve in the future at a glance. Up until now, evolution happens after selecting the guy that appear that time, but apparently, it looks like I have evolved in a good way. When I see the evolution tree, it's understood that poison is considerably rare. My current Zoa Air 2. Well, that's fine now. The problem is a certain monster's information that's displayed in the evolution tree. Arachne. The monster that has the lower half of the spider and the upper half of the human. It's the monster that was also well known in Japan of my previous life. If I want to evolve into this monster, it's possible, but it's somewhat far. If I have the human upper half, I should be able to talk. The problem is whether the humans will listen to my story or not, because it doesn't change the fact that I'm still a monster. What should I do? Well, it can't be helped even if I think about it now. Whether I evolve or not, it's still a matter for the future. In the first place, I can't go out until I escape from the middle layer. Let's think later. Zoa Air LV6 no name. Status. HP 303/303 green plus 21 details 67 up. MP 2095/2095 blue plus 17 details 664 up. SP 316/316 yellow details 81 up. 316/316 red plus 938 details 81 up. Average offensive ability 343 details 56 up. Average defensive ability 441 details 54 up. Average magic ability 1999 details 634 up. Average resistance ability 2130 details 630 up. Average speed ability 1746 details 334 up. Skill. Automatic HP recovery LV7 1 up, magic extremity, SP recovery speed LV5 2 up, SP consumption down LV6 2 up, enhanced destruction LV2, enhanced slashing LV3, enhanced poison LV6 2 up, fighting spirit LV2, vitality granting LV2, deadly poison attack LV3, corrosion attack LV1, poison synthesis LV8, thread talent LV3, universal thread LV1, thread manipulation LV8, throw LV7, 3D maneuver LV8 3 up, concentration LV10, thought acceleration LV6 1 up, foresight LV6 1 up, parallel will LV2 1 up, high speed calculation LV2 1 up, accuracy LV9 1 up, evasion LV8 1 up, stealth LV9 1 up, silent LV4 1 up, conviction, hell, heresy magic LV5 2 up, shadow magic LV6 3 up, poison magic LV6 3 up, abyss magic LV10, patience, pride, satiation LV1 new, wisdom, night vision LV10, visible range expansion LV3, destruction resistance LV2, blow resistance LV2, slash resistance LV3, fire resistance LV4 1 up, deadly poison resistance LV2, paralysis resistance LV5 1 up, petrifaction resistance LV3, acid resistance LV4, corrosion resistance LV3, faint resistance LV3, fear resistance LV8, heresy nullity, pain. Alleviation LV7, enhanced vision LV10, telephoto LV7 2 up, evil eye of curse LV6 3 up, evil eye of paralysis LV2 new, enhanced hearing LV9 1 up, enhanced smell LV7, enhanced taste LV7, enhanced touch LV7, divinity area expansion LV3 1 up, divine magic, constitution LV1, body flicker LV1 new, durability LV1 new, Herculean strength LV4, solid LV4, Ididin LV4 1 up, taboo LV8, and % I equals W. Skill points 50. Title. Gross Feeder, Blood Relative Eater, Assassin, Monster Killer, Poison Technique User, Thread User, Merciless, Monster Slaughterer, Ruler of Pride, Ruler of Patience, Ruler of Wisdom. Chapter Side Story 16 The Unrest That Creeps to the Peaceful Shadow. Yago didn't came to the classes after that. It seems that he's still staying in the academy, but I never saw Yago after that incident. It was the same even if I asked Sue and Katya. He should just die because he make a move on Nisama. Sue. You must not say such a silly thing. However, I certainly can't agree that there's no blame. The criminals who attacked Polton and the others seems to have committed suicide without confessing any information after all. In the confinement place where they are restricted, it seems that the preparations to let them confess was not able to be done. By the way, in the matter that's considered to be important when a person is forced to confess, a certain item is used. It's the curse tool that's loaded with the power of the heresy magic that's said to be forbidden. Heresy magic is said to be a magic that violates the soul, so the prohibition of acquisition is announced by the church. The person who has this magic skill will be arrested by the church, and the person will either be placed under the management of the church throughout the life or be executed. Of course, the item that's loaded with the power of heresy magic is managed strictly by the church, but a person must request to the church to use it, and it's permitted to use it when the church judged that the content of the request is appropriate. Even in this incident, after the criminals were made to transport to the royal capital, they should be forced to confess using the item. They might have committed suicide because they foresee that. I was made to recognize this world and the world of my previous life are different again. Even if they can't prove the relation to the assailants, it's a fact that the person himself attacked the royalty of another country. Don't you find it strange that he's not charged with a crime? To Katya's question, I can't answer. Certainly, The fact that I was attacked by that guy doesn't change. But still, there was no blame in that guy. It's an unimaginable thing in Japan. There's nothing strange about it. Because here is such a world. The one who answered Katya's question was Yuri. Shun-kun and the others might not realized it because you are all at that position. The social position of this world has power that's much stronger than what everyone think. Because I'm a former orphan and a commoner, I have seen this kind of thing a lot of times. There was a person who was executed after being hit by a noble because the noble's hand was hurt when hitting the person. There was a family who were executed because the vegetables sold were infested with insects. This kind of story overflows throughout the world. Not only me but Katya also became speechless. We might not know about the world at all. The difference of the social position is an absolute difference. Yago-kun is the next emperor of the world's eminent large country. It's a simple thing to make an incident like this unsettled. Katya who looks bitter. My face would also be the similar. Therefore, divine word is the true equality. Divine word won't discriminate anyone. Divine word grants benefits equally to everyone. Divine word is the truth of this world and the light that wraps everything. I leave Yuri who have started a trip. When it comes to this, she won't stop. Even if there's no listener, she will continue to talk about the magnificence of divine word endlessly. Although I listened to her at first, I became good at pretending to listen to her and ignore the contents now. I think about Yago while ignoring the divine word admiration of Yuri who has sparkling eyes. What will happen to that guy in the future? Status is lowered, and all of the skills were lost. Perhaps, he's same as me, the emperor skill that he has by nature was lost. The only skill remained was the n% I equals W that has an unknown effect. Sensei didn't erase this skill. Did she left it on purpose? Or, was it because she's not able to erase it? Apparently, this mysterious skill is a skill peculiar to we who reincarnated. Both Katya and Yuri have this skill. And, probably Sensei too. What kind of meaning does this skill has? However, at present, this skill hasn't showed its effect. A skill that doesn't shows its effect even by possessing it. Such a thing is useless. If I think about that, Yago would lose all his skills. His status is the low-rank monster class. There's no skill that can be relied on either. Speaking frankly, the current Yago has fell to the weakest class as a human. The weakening of Yago will also be widely known someday. If that happens, then I don't know what will happen to his future. The worst case, breaking off the relations might be announced from the native country. His native country, the Rengzand Empire where power is everything. Will he who became weak still maintain as the successor to the throne? When thinking so, this might be the punishment given to him. Yago indulged in power. After being indulged in power, even his mind has suffered. Will there be hope to live in a man who lost all his powers? Would I indulge in power like Yago if Julius Nisama, Sue and Katya doesn't exist? I think that it's not impossible. I know the person who's stronger than me. But still, I think that I will get drunk on my own strength suddenly once in a while. I might be actually strong. Yago becomes arrogant to that extent, so I'm sure that there's no one stronger than him in his surroundings. Even the Rengzand Empire's true strength supremacy principle that's said to be a battleground. Then, even if there's a difference in magic or physical, I who have the status that's almost equal to him might be considerably strong. If that's the case, then if the environment is different, it might be me who will become like Yago. I shivered when I think about it. Possibly, the one whose status and skills got deprived by Sensei might be me. Sensei, that person is also terrifying. Because I entered the academy and my age reached the standard, I acquired some magic skills. I don't know what will happen if I wasn't saved by Sensei that time. But, even if I win or lose, it might have become a fierce battle that it won't end with a scratch. Even if I'm peace-loving idiot, but still, in that situation, I should have done one counterattack at least. However, I'm sure that I will hesitate about giving the decisive blow. When thinking about it, I think that the winning rate of Yago who don't hesitate is higher. And, Sensei neutralized that Yago easily. In other words, I can't win against Sensei too. What if Sensei tries to weaken me and Katya? I don't have the technique to resist. After that incident, Sensei didn't come to the class again. Although it's the usual, such action seems to be even more weird if it's after that incident. What kind of activity does Sensei do in the back? How did she acquire such power? What is she trying to do with such power? I don't know. It's full of things that I don't understand. But I don't think that I can get the answer even if I ask the person. Besides, I'm scared that I will stir up a hornet's nest if I poke it poorly. However, although it's my intuition, I think that Sensei is not an enemy. Although what she's doing in the back is a mystery, I think that she's not doing something that will harm us. Although it's not possible to know about it now, I think that a day when everything is spoken will surely come. I decide to believe in Sensei and wait till then. That's why Shun-kun should also convert into the divine word religion. When I was ignoring Yuri, my hand was clasped by her before I know and I was pressed for an answer. Although I admit that the divine word religion is excellent, I will refrain from it. I unbind Yuri's hands gently while cold sweat flows down because Su engender a silent pressure. Recently, Yuri has been pressing on me whether to convert into the divine word religion or not. Although I decline her gently every time, Yuri doesn't give up. Because Su seems to lose her temper every time, I want Yuri to stop because it makes me feel nervous. Although it's as usual that Su scowls at Yuri, Katya looks strange. Usually, she would made an amazed face in such time. What's wrong? Katya, what happened? Nothing. What's it suddenly? No, because Katya's state was somewhat strange. I'm as usual. Is that so? If you are ill, then say so, okay? Yes. There's no need to worry. Because the person herself says that she's fine, it should be alright. And, when I turned around, Su and Yuri looked strange this time. This time is you guys. What's wrong? No, it's nothing. Su and Yuri look at each other and both look strange. I have no idea what's going on. After all, everyone have a strange look on that day. Su-chan, what do you think of it? Not yet. But, it's not impossible. You think so too? That's bad. Very bad. It's bad. Very bad. But, it can't be stopped. This might be a formidable enemy. Mo. It's not decided to be like that yet. You're right. As for us, we can only pray that it won't happen. Damn it. Like I will let it end here. This world is mine. Mine, only mine, the world only for me. I won't accept such an end. I won't accept it. I won't let it end until I obtain everything. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill desire LV1. That fucking elf. I'll absolutely get my revenge. I won't forgive you, absolutely won't forgive you. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill anger LV1. I will definitely deprive all of your things someday. In the same way as you did to me. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill seizure LV1. Just wait for me. I will destroy everything that guy values. On top of that, I'll rape that fucking BTCH and won't stop even if she cries or screams while laughing. Skill proficiency reached. Acquired skill lewd technique LV1. Just wait for me. I will take back this world. Chapter 106 Eel again. Wow. Here is dangerous. In front of me is a lake of huge magma spreads out all over. And, there's no path. Did I take the wrong path? I thought about it, but this middle layer is a wide and big passage that continues for a long time. Because the width is around 1 kilometer, it feels wrong to call it as a passage. So, I must cross this lake of magma in order to advance ahead. Fortunately, although there's no path, there are small islands at some places. It's possible to jump from island to island if it's with my jumping power, and the worst, I can even advance on the ceiling. Although it's possible to break through because it's me, isn't it impossible for human? After all, the human's limit is the upper layer. I think that it's impossible to capture this labyrinth that has the area of the scale more than Hokkaido. A person must have the power of the legendary class like the hero. Though I don't know whether there's such thing or not. A handsome young man liked by the administrator might get such special powers unexpectedly. That's unfair. If there's such thing, then give it to me too. It's not good. I see, that's obvious, right? I escaped from reality for a moment. What I said that it's possible to break through is only crossing over this magma. What's dangerous here is that a lot of monsters lurk here. This lake of magma is wide and the depth is considerably deep. The depth is around 200 meters. If the magma gets clogged up that much, won't it cool down and harden? Although I think of it, this huge lake is actually formed here. And, in that deep and wide lake, there's a lot of monster. It's good if it's a small fry, but there are dangerous ones mixed among them. There seems to be a sign of eel within the range of my detection here and there. This is dangerous. Although I want to ignore the monsters and advance, from my experience so far, I seem to get involved in such dangerous zone. The footing is bad. There's no escape. If I fall, I will die. Countless formidable enemies. I can't get tired of it. I can't get tired of this. My danger perception is reacting strongly. But, I can't advance ahead unless I break through here. Really, what is this labyrinth? It doesn't have the mind to let me capture it, right? Die. The god says, I'm destined to die here. Administrator, is it your act? Ha. Yosh. Let's go. In the way that combat is avoided as much as possible. Strategy, let's advance further, change to treasure my life. Thus, I jump to the nearest island first. Land splendidly. An eel that appears from the bottom. Oy. However, it's still not the time to panic. Although the eel is a formidable enemy, the current me should be able to defeat it. But, should I escape from here for safety? Body in charge, magic in charge, what do you think? The footing is small and it's hard. One vote to escape. Agreed. There's no need to fight purposely on a disadvantageous field. Yosh, let's escape. Yes, sir. I will support. Therefore, I will escape. Although I thought about it, the eel's state is strange. Even though it should have noticed my existence, it doesn't try to attack me at all. No, it stiffens in its attacking posture. Information in charge, isn't this paralysis? Ah, that's it. That's right. When I became level 5, I acquired Evil Eye of Paralysis. Although I thought that I was going to pick Evil Eye of Extinction or Evil Eye of Petrifaction at first, I stop after all and pick Evil Eye of Paralysis. The reason is because I have experienced the paralysis myself, and I noticed how dangerous was it. That's dangerous. It's impossible to move. Because of that, I was almost dead, or rather, I died in HP. The Evil Eye of Extinction is good if I take its offensive ability, but judging from corrosion attack, it's scary that it seems to damage myself. In addition, I can't eat if I use it on a small fry because the corpse doesn't remain. The reason of Evil Eye of Petrifaction is also the same. As expected, I can't eat stone. Besides, I know that petrifaction is certainly troublesome because I was harmed by the petrifaction lizard before, but it needs time to show its effect. Although petrifying a part of my opponent's body is certainly an unpleasant effect from the opponent's point of view, but it's not an advantage for me. Stopping a part from being use. If it's like that, then paralysis that can stop the whole body is better. Thus, the second Evil Eye was decided to be paralysis. This is also the same as the Evil Eye of Curse that it consumes MP while activating it. But even if I activate both at the same time, it's rather a positive income and expenditure by the effect of magic extremity and satiation. About the satiation stock, it has been understood that automatic recovery is also stocked naturally. Super convenient. Thanks to that, my HP is saved up little by little. Though the HP is hard to recover because of the heat damage. Because my MP recovers very fast, I use it as much as possible. Because there's a skill called Magic Combat Act that raised the physical ability temporarily by consuming MP, I tried circulating magical power in my body and the skill was acquired comparatively easy. This also is activated continuously now. Fighting Spirit that has the same effect but consumes SP instead of MP is activated sometimes after I consult with my SP stock. As for magic, Magic in Charge activates continuously centering on Shadow Magic. Though she's firing poison magic towards the eel now. The eel receives the poison while paralyzed, the curse reducing its HP slowly, and it died in the end. Experience points. Has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV6 has become LV7. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Thread Talent LV3 has become Thread Talent LV4. Skill points gained. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV7 has become LV8. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill points gained. Because it was wasteful to let my precious meat sink, I managed to raise it up to the land using the thread. I changed the thread that caught fire quickly and pull it like this, take, change, pull, change. This might be more harder than a battle. I didn't thought that the eel that I had a hard fight last time can be killed this easily. I really became incredibly strong. Chapter 107 Master of the Flame Sea. Now that I know that even the eel can't defeat me, there's no one that can defeat me in this middle layer. Excluding mother. There's no way I can win against such thing. But the eel was actually outstandingly strong in this middle layer, so there's no monster that can be my enemy in the middle layer. Although it might be a different story if it's the lower layer, the greatest enemy in the middle layer is the terrain, so the monster's strength itself is not that much. If it's the catfish class monsters, there are here and there, but there's not much when it comes to the eel class. I mean, there's only the eel. Isn't it impossible for me to lose any more in the middle layer because I can defeat the eel easily? Therefore, I decided to hunt assertively at the lake of magma. If I can paralyze the eel, the win is mine already, so victory is decided at the moment when most of my opponents were paralyzed. In the present condition that spider thread can't be used, it looks like acquiring Evil Eye of Paralysis is right as a new restriction means. Speaking of Evil Eye, although my skill points increase because I leveled up, I decided to save it without acquiring a new Evil Eye this time. It's also because the remaining lineup of the Evil Eyes became doubtful. The might be a self-destruction, Evil Eye of Ruin. The mass production of uneatable parts, Evil Eye of Petrifaction. Because I have the Heresy magic, acquiring the Heresy type Evil Eyes have become meaningless. That's why I'm saving now to acquire higher rank skill. Actually, I have decided what skill to acquire. I'm looking forward to acquire this. Fufu. I advance through the lake triumphantly. But, since the first eel, the monsters doesn't attack me. Everyone conceal themselves in the magma. Did I overdo it? The spider that defeats the eel easily, that's the boss class in the middle layer. If I'm a monster that inhabit in the middle layer, then I definitely won't attack. Oops. Does this means that I have done it? I can't do anything from here when they are shutting themselves in the magma. Well, it can't be helped. Although I want to gain experience points and raise my level, they have their own life. If they attack me, I won't show mercy on them, but I will overlook them if they stay indoors. Be grateful, okay? I think about such thing and advanced further, but my danger perception is reacting. I searched the cause of the danger signal using the other perceptions. Found the pertinent individual. An approaching huge sign of fish confirmed under the magma approximately 100 meters of distance and water surface approximately 30 meters bottom. This is bad. It's obviously bigger than the eel. There's a monster of the length twice of the eel. This is a little bad. Body in charge, magic in charge, prepare to intercept. We don't escape. The footing is bad, so shouldn't we escape? Although I really want to do that, the other side doesn't wants to let me go. I wonder does that monster has such a skill because the other monsters position themselves to block my escape route. I should take it that it doesn't wants to let me go. Isn't this dangerous? This is dangerous. Judging from the monster's positioning, it seems to be highly intelligent. Right. And that guy came out from the magma in front of me slowly. Elro Gensoka LV17. Status. HP 2331/2331 green details. MP 1894/1894 blue details. SP 2119/2119 yellow details. 2315/2315 red plus 264 details. Average offensive ability 1999 details. Average defensive ability 1876 details. Average magic ability 1551 details. Average resistance ability 1528 details. Average speed ability 1657 details. Skill. Fire Drake LV9 Reverse Scale LV2 Automatic HP Recovery LV2 MP Recovery Speed LV1 MP Consumption Down LV1 SB Recovery Speed LV3 SB Consumption Down LV3 Flame Attack LV5 Enhanced Flame LV3 Enhanced Destruction LV2 Enhanced Blow LV4 Cooperation LV5 Command LV7 Accuracy LV10 Evasion LV10 Probability Correction LV8 Presence Perception LV4 Danger Perception LV7 High Speed Swim LV7 Overeating LV8 Blow Resistance LV6 Heat Nullity Constitution LV1 Agility LV8 Endurance LV9, Herculean Strength LV1, Solid LV1, Magician LV4, Protection LV4. Dash LV5. Skill points 11,250. Title. Monster Killer, Monster Slaughterer, Leading 1. It's a drake that appeared there. It's a genuine drake that has a drake-like form more than the eel. Seeing the skill composition, it's probably the evolution form of the eel. It's hard to say that this guy is a fish. It's a genuine fire drake. This is a dangerous guy. Although it's still better than the Earth Dragon or Mother, it's still strong. Can I win? The reverse scale is a higher rank skill of Dragon Scale, and the effect simply rises. Although I didn't mind it before, the Dragon Scale has the effect of weakening the magic power by interfering the magic formula composition. If it's the Eel Scales, it can't interfere my magic because I have magic extremity, but this Fire Drake's reverse scale might be able to obstruct my magic. There's also the combo of accuracy and probability correction that tormented me in the Eel's case. Moreover, evasion joins there too. Furthermore, it's fully loaded with the fire attribute attack that's my weakness. And, the most troublesome one is the cooperation and command skills. The monsters that came out from the magma one by one were caught by my detection. Cooperation and command have the effect as shown in their name. Cooperation increase the ability to cooperate, and command has the effect of accompanied by subordinates. Both skills come from the title leading one, but this title is also a tricky thing. This title has the effect of raising some of the subordinate status. Who's completely surrounded by a crowd of monsters. The Fire Drake who leads it. The Battle of the Spider and the Fire Drake group begins. Chapter 108 Master of the Flame Sea. Well, body in charge. This is hard. The fact that there's no footing is hard. Body in charge, go with evasion as maximum priority for now. Okay. If possible, I want to keep the Fire Drake in my view. I will do my best, but I will give priority to evasion. That's fine. There's a chance to win if I can reduce even a little with Evil Eye. And, magic in charge. Intercept the opponent's attacks and small fry cleaning. Is that okay? Okay. Our mutual understanding level set to the maximum. Because I will circulate information at any time. Roger. The tuning level is raised to the maximum and 3 consciousness. Overlapped. When it's this situation, even a little discrepancy can't be allowed. But, there's no problem. Even if there are 3 wills, they are all me. It's impossible that an opinion differs from me. First, I must increase the number of usable footings. I'm at a small island now. If it's here, I can't evade as I want. But even if I move to the other islands, there are monsters floating on around the area. Even if I jump, I might be intercepted in the air. The Fire Drake roars, ignoring me. Who's thinking? That's the signal, and the surrounding monsters shoot fireball all at once. I jump up. The island that I made as a footing sinks into the sea of flames. More fireballs attack me who jumped, but all are intercepted by firing Poison Bullet. Poison Bullet possesses the physical offensive ability to some extent. It's the most suitable magic for interception among my magics. I fire a thread to the ceiling, and pull immediately. I escape to the ceiling. I start moving quickly. When doing that, I activate Poison Bullet and Poison Synthesis, and scatter my poison. Poison Bullet as precision fire. Poison Synthesis, the amount is increased and surface attack. The poison generated by Poison Synthesis pours into the overhead of the monsters. With that alone, monsters die noisily. But, the monsters' fireballs also fly towards me. I kick the ceiling and fall towards the island. I intercept the approaching fireball with Poison Bullet. I land on the new island safely. I jump up again at that moment and evacuate to the ceiling. An extra large fireball hits the island where I was directly. It's the Fire Drake's fireball. That one just now is probably either the flame ball that's acquired at Fire Drake LV5 or the large flame ball that's acquired at Fire Drake LV7. If it's the large flame ball, then it's fine, but if that's a flame ball, that means that it has a more powerful fireball attack. Either way, I will die if I receive that. I evade the endless storm of fireballs earnestly, and scatter poison on the interception. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV8 has become LV9. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill Fighting Spirit LV3 has become Fighting Spirit LV4. Skill points gained. Crap. The shedding is starting. My movement became dull for an instant because of that. The monster's fireball hits me directly. Ko. That's effective. But, it was endured. It was good because it's a small fry's fireball. Although my HP decrease a lot, it's not to the extent that I will die. I never thought that I will receive damage because of the level up shedding that helped me so far. The timing was bad. I run around the ceiling and make a landing sometimes, then I return to the ceiling again. That's repeated. The 3D maneuver skill that raised plainly is useful. There's also the grace of my status growth, and it's possible to move more smoother on the ceiling than the time I fought against the eel. Although it's still slow compared with the ground, it's easy if I only need to avoid the small fry's fireball. The problem is the attack of 3 eels and the fire drake. I can't receive these 4 attacks. There's a possibility that I will die in one hit if I receive it. Anyway, I will devote myself to avoiding now and gain time. As long as I can gain time, it's my win. One of the eels bend backwards greatly. A flame breath is coming. But I won't let you do that. I activate heresy magic. The magic of heresy magic LV5, hypnosis. The eel which was going to breathe out the flame breath towards me changed its target to the eel next to it and the breath was released. Although it's not effective because the eel has heat nullity, its movement was able to be obstructed. The effect of hypnosis is a magic that forced the target to obey the magic user temporarily. Although I can manipulate only for an instant if it's a monster of the eel level, I can still turn the attack like this. However, it has a quite complicated magic formula construction, and a large amount of MP is consumed according to the opponent's resistance. It's a magic that can't be activated immediately in battle if there's no magic extremity. Besides, although it's effective to the eel for an instant, it's ineffective to the fire drake. It seems that I have to give up on attacking the fire drake and avoid everything. I escape to the ceiling. The fireball follows after that. I continue such a tag endlessly. Because I fought while escaping, I'm quite far from the place I was at first. But this tag will end soon. The small fries drop out one after another. Because they can't endure the poison magic LV6 poison mist that I have activated a while ago. The poison mist is just as its name, a magic that generates mist that contains poison. In case of the poison that's generated by the poison synthesis, the toxicity is lost at the moment it evaporates. I cover the weak point by using the magic that scatters poison widely, which is the poison mist. The effect is low that it can't be compared with the deadly spider poison. But if a person stays in this mist for a long time, the body will be ruined by the poison gradually. It's to the extent that weak monsters can't endure it if time passes. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV9 has become LV10. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill poison magic LV6 has become poison magic LV7. Skill proficiency reached. Skill enhanced poison LV6 has become enhanced poison LV7. Skill points gained. Conditions met. Title Drake Killer was acquired. By the effects of the title Drake Killer, skill Life LV1 Drake Power LV1 was acquired. Life LV1 has unified with Constitution LV1. Now, there are only those who I keep looking with evil eye left, the weakened Fire Drake and the 3 eels. How will I cook it? Chapter 109 Fearbringer. The match was settled. Small fries are purged. The boss has been weakened. The executives are no longer my enemies. They have no ways to reverse this situation. There are also no reinforcements like the monkeys. Only monsters that will escape from me are caught in my detection. I never thought that I who continued to escape became an existence that makes others to escape. The fire drake should have understood it halfway. That this will happen. But I wonder whether it's the drake's obstinacy or not, because even if it's weakened and its subordinates die one after another, it still continues to challenge me. If this was a sport, I might admire that spirit. But in the war of killing, I have no choice but to say that it's an incompetent commander. Although the catfish will escape desperately, it didn't escape and end up getting killed by me, probably because of the fire drake's command. The eel seems to want to escape now. But the fire drake still show its fighting spirit. It might have been degenerated to the seahorse level because of its recklessness. It's a pity that even that fighting spirit is already meaningless. The remaining fire drake and the 3 eels are caught in my evil eye. My evil eye of paralysis. Even if I activate the same evil eye on several eyes, the effect doesn't change if there's only one opponent. But when there are several opponents, the single target attack evil eye can attack several enemies. And I have 8 eyes. I can make praise of evil eyes up to 8 targets. It's different when it's the large crowd a while ago, but with only 4 monsters remaining, there's no means that can defend against my evil eye. The amazing part of evil eye of paralysis is that the effect continues if I keep looking at it. In case of paralysis poison, the effect becomes weaker by time progression, and it will be relieved eventually. But evil eye of paralysis don't have that. If it surpassed the opponent's resistance once, the means that the opponent can take to break out of the paralysis by oneself is considerably limited. Even if its skill proficiency accumulates and acquire paralysis resistance, it takes a considerable amount of time to surpass the effect of my evil eye. If it has that much time, I wonder how many times I can kill it with my deadly spider poison. Therefore, I can do whatever I like, either to boil or to grill. Well, because it has heat nullity, there's no help for it even if I boil it or grill it. I get down from the ceiling to the island nearest to the fire drake. I extend my threads and pull the eel's body to the island. Ah, I want the thread that can't be burned. I work with a great deal of effort. Meanwhile, the fire drake tries to resist and clenches its teeth, and the eels trembled in despair. Although I thought about it at the monkey time, if you come with the intention to kill me, I want you to at least be resolved that you are going to be killed. Me. No, if I'm almost killed, I will escape. So there's no need to decide such resolution. And after pulling the bodies of the fire drake and the eels to the island, I give the decisive blow. First of all, the eels. Making good use of the paralysis, deadly spider poison is thrown into the mouth without reservation. The eel that can't move because of paralysis twitched greatly once and died. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV10 has become LV11. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill 3D maneuver LV8 has become 3D maneuver LV9. Skill points gained. The other eels that saw it stiffen the face in fear. Don't worry. I let you die without suffering as much as possible. Deadly spider poison is also thrown into the second eel. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV11 has become LV12. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill evasion LV8 has become evasion LV9. Skill points gained. Conditions met. Title Fearbringer was acquired. By the effects of the title Fearbringer, skill intimidation LV1 heresy attack LV1 was acquired. I received a title. Again, a title that has a dangerous name. I will be a dangerous person if only my titles were seen. Ah, I'm not a person but a spider. Well, I will confirm it later. I have also obtained the title called Drake Killer, so I should just confirm it together. It's decided that I will give the decisive blow to this guy now. Thus, a present of poison for the third one. Accept it because I have put great efforts to make it. I say ah. Was it delicious? I see, it was delicious enough to die. I'm glad that you like it. Information in charge is scary. Good, do it more. Ah, you guys returned. Yeah. It doesn't seem that it's necessary to maximize the tuning level anymore. It was good that we were able to win unexpectedly easily. Ah, I didn't thought that it would turn out well. It was good that the fire drake was an idiot. Well, if it's me, I will choose to withdraw immediately. Yeah. Isn't it because this guy never fall into such a pinch-up? Until now? Ah, it might be. Something like there's no way I can be defeated. That's right. Because it's pitiful, let's give the decisive blow. And I gave the first and final defeat to the fire drake that might have not tasted defeat before. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV12 has become LV13. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill enhanced destruction LV2 has become enhanced destruction LV3. Skill proficiency reached. Skill destruction resistance LV2 has become destruction resistance LV3. Skill points gained. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV13 has become LV14. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill corrosion resistance LV3 has become corrosion resistance LV4. Skill points gained. Experience points has reached a certain degree. Individual, Zoair LV14 has become LV15. Every basic ability rose. Level up bonus skill proficiency was acquired. Skill proficiency reached. Skill blunt resistance LV2 has become blunt resistance LV3. Skill points gained. Chapter 110 The thing acquired after defeating the fire drake. Well then, body in charge. Ah. Tiresome work is waiting. Umu, take care of the scale peeling. I leave the scale peeling of the fire drake and the eels to body in charge. Meanwhile, I will check the ability of the title that I have acquired. Drake Killer Acquisition Skill Life LV1 Drake Power LV1 Acquisition Condition Defeat a certain number of the Drake species. Effect a slight increase in damage when the opponent is a Drake or Dragon species. Explanation: the title presented to those who defeated a lot of the Drake species. Fearbringer Acquisition Skill Intimidation LV1 Heresy Attack LV1 Acquisition Condition Make others to gain skill proficiency of fear resistance until a certain point. Effect inflicts the heresy attribute fear effect to those who saw your appearance. Explanation: the title presented to those who embodies fear. Oi! Leaving aside Drake Killer, the effect of Fearbringer is not good. In short, those who saw me will feel fear, right? That's not good. It might be good for the enemy, but making everyone to fear of me is a negative effect instead. Besides, this is different from skill because it doesn't have the on-off. If it's a timid monster like the catfish, won't it escape at the moment it saw me? It's possible. Well, nothing can be done on the things that I have acquired. I pull myself together and see the skills. Although I should have seen these skills in the list, I don't remember the effects. On this lack of memory. Should I acquire a skill of the memory? Well, it's fine. Drake Power Drake's power is temporarily gained. I don't understand. It looks like a activation type skill, so let's activate it once. Oh. My status rose a little when I activate it. And both MP and SP decreased. It looks like it's a skill that consumes MP and SP to raise the status. It's different from the Magic Combat Act and Fighting Spirit. The magic-related status also rises. Because it's level 1, the rise is not that much, but if I activate this continuously and raise its level, it might become an amazing skill eventually. Although there's a great effect even if Magic Combat Act and Fighting Spirit overlap if Drake Power joins there. This is good. That's really good. Intimidation inflicts heresy attribute fear effect to the surroundings. And even you. Although this one has the on-off function unlike the title, if both overlap, won't common monsters escape at the moment they saw me? The title already can't be undone anymore, so activating this continuously is fine. It doesn't seems that there's consumption too. Heresy attack endows heresy attribute soul break to the attack. This is a bad one. Heresy attribute soul break the attribute that destroys the soul directly. It's already not the level that it can be said as a mind attack. How nasty. Let's try it next time. On. Drake Killer is simply an increase. As for Fearbringer, the increase and decrease of the revenue and expenditure is strange. It can be said as good, but it can also be said as bad. Well, title is such a thing. Now then, the long-awaited skill points was obtained from level up. Besides, because it rose without stopping, it's quite a large amount. And the skill that I had exactly requested is reached. I didn't thought that I can acquire it so fast. Space Magic 500, the magic that manipulates space. This is it. Speaking of space magic, it's the standard of cheat. Although I can't use the magic that I expected because it's level 1 after acquiring, I have the privilege that makes the magic type skills to level up faster in the effect of the Ruler of Wisdom title. If I work hard to raise it, it should level comparatively fast. Phew fufu. The thing that I have expectation in this space magic. That's teleport. After all, there's such magic. Speaking of space magic, it's obviously teleport, item box, and a villa in a different space. There might be the item box that can store things into a different space, but I don't need it because I'm not carrying anything now. Although I want a villa, I think that the level must be quite high, so it's still a long way to go. Teleport. The wonderful magic that can move to another place in an instant. As long as I have this, I can end this huge middle layer without advancing with great effort. Thanks to Wisdom Sama, there's the upper layer map. If I link it with the map, I'm sure that I can teleport to the upper layer. Thus, Voice of Heaven. Space magic please. Currently you have 500 skill points. The skill Space Magic LV1 can be acquired by spending 500 skill points. Do you want to acquire it? Yes. Space Magic LV1 was acquired. Remaining skill point 0. Yosh. Let's try the magic that's usable at level 1 at once. Magic in charge. Aye, sir. Magic in charge activates the Space Magic LV1. The name of the level 1 magic is Coordinate Specification. A cube of green line appears. Magic in charge enlarges it, changes the shape, and moves it left and right. It doesn't seem to be a material, and it sank not just into the magma but also the ground. I remember the range specification of the PC. I mean, it's probably that. This is only a magic that specifies space. What is it used for? Perhaps, a preliminary arrangement for magics after level 2. Yeah. That means that it's useless unless it reaches the upper levels similar to the shadow magic. Yeah. On. Well, I didn't think that it will be useful in combat right away, and the fact that I acquired it is important. Let's raise its level steadily from now on. Therefore, magic in charge. Use this one then the other magics, right? On. By the way, how many magics can be activated in parallel now? Depends on the magic. But, the coordinate specification is not so difficult, so I think that I can activate at the same time if it's another 2 simple magics. Roger. Gain skill proficiency while moving within the range that you don't overdo it. Yes, sir. Body in charge is still having a hard time with the scales. Well, it's 3 eels and the fire drake of the size twice of the eel. It seems that it will take a little more time until I can start tasting the fire drake. However, I won comparatively easy against such a strong crowd of monsters led by the fire drake. Am I much more stronger than I think? Phew fufu. Should I name myself as the Demon King in the future? I also have the Fear Bringer title, so I might have reached that point. I am the Spider Demon King. Just kidding. I at this time didn't know about it. That becoming the Demon King which I said as a joke? The meaning of it? Zoa Air LV15 no name. Status. HP 502/502 green plus 189 details 199 up. MP 4096/4096 blue plus 437 details 2001 up. SP 522/522 yellow details 206 up. 522/522 red plus 971 details 206 up. Average offensive ability 506 details 163 up. Average defensive ability 603 details 162 up. Average magic ability 3901 details 1902 up. Average resistance ability 4021 details 1891 up. Average speed ability 2580 details 834 up. Skill. Automatic HP Recovery LV7, Magic Extremity, Magic Combat Act 55 2 new, SP Recovery Speed LV6 1 up, SP Consumption Down LV7 1 up, Enhanced Destruction LV3 1 up, Enhanced Slashing LV3, Enhanced Poison LV7 1 up, Fighting Spirit LV4 2 up, Vitality Granting LV2, Drake Power LV1 new, Deadly Poison Attack LV3, Corrosion Attack LV1, Heresy Attack LV1 new, Poison Synthesis LV8, Thread Talent LV4 1 up, Universal Thread LV1, Thread Manipulation LV8, Throw LV7, 3D Maneuver LV9 1 up, Concentration LV10, Thought Acceleration LV7 1 up, Foresight LV7 1 up. Parallel will LV2, High Speed Calculation LV3 1 up, Accuracy LV9, Evasion LV9 1 up, Stealth LV9, Silent LV5 1 up, Intimidation LV1 new, Conviction, Hell, Heresy Magic LV6 1 up, Shadow Magic LV7 1 up, Poison Magic LV7 1 up, Space Magic LV1 new, Abyss Magic LV10, Patience, Pride, Satiation LV1, Wisdom, Night Vision LV10, Visible Range Expansion LV3, Destruction Resistance LV3 1 up, Blunt Resistance LV3 1 up, Slash Resistance LV3, Fire Resistance LV4, Deadly Poison Resistance LV2, Paralysis Resistance LV5, Petrifaction Resistance LV3 Acid Resistance LV4, Corrosion Resistance LV4 1 up, Faint Resistance LV3, Fear Resistance LV8, Heresy Nullity, Pain Alleviation LV7 Enhanced Vision LV10, Telephoto LV8 1 up, Evil Eye of Curse LV7 1 up, Evil Eye of Paralysis LV5 3 up, Enhanced Hearing LV9, Enhanced Smell LV7 Enhanced Taste LV7 Enhanced Touch LV8 1 up, Divinity Area Expansion LV4 1 up, Divine Magic, Constitution LV1, Body Flicker LV1, Durability LV1, Herculean Strength LV4, Solid LV4, Editon LV4, Taboo LV8, and %I equals W. Skill Point 0. Title. Gross Feeder, Blood Relative Eater, Assassin, Monster Killer, Poison Technique User, Thread User, Merciless, Monster Slaughterer, Ruler of Pride, Ruler of Patience, Ruler of Wisdom, Drake Killer, New, Fear Bringer, New.